There's literally nothing like those wild
Parties.
All I did was drink and party and go to rock concerts. So I got VIP access to a certain very hot rock star's room.
This was getting a little intense for my liking.
What's your problem?
Okay.
Look, bitch, I don't know who the fuck you think you are, but you're no better than the rest of us.
Hey, come on, you gotta go. I'll call you.
Hey, what would you say if I were to tell you that rock stars like Terry would pay for your attention and you would be a multi-millionaire because of it?
Hey everyone, it's your girl Catherine Nunez, and you're watching Real Talk with the director and the counsel on the IE Network.
Real Talk.
Hey, I'm Gina Lou, and you're listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
Hey, what's up? It's Logan Browning, and you're listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
Real Talk.
Hi, this is Alana De La Garza, and you're listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
Hi, I'm Diane Franklin from Better Off Dead and Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures. You're listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
Hi, this is Monique Dupree, and you are watching Real Talk with the Director on Blog Talk Radio.
Hey, I'm Stormy Maya, and you are listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
This is Vicky Judy. Orange is the new black, and I'm here with Real Talk.
Yo, what up? This is Jay Ellis, and you're watching Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio. Keep it locked.
Hi, I'm Frida Cards, and you're listening to Real Talk Radio with the Director. Hey, I'm Issa Rae, and you're watching Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
All I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
And nothing less. What's up? Thank you, Issa Rae. Welcome to another edition of Real Talk with the Director and the Jedi Council. I am the Director. We'll be with you for the next 120 minutes or so. And Real Talk's brought to you each and every Monday by B2S Media. You see that? Boom, boom. We broadcast live via the World Wide Web on youtube.com/IE Network TV. And Facebook, aka Meta, the social network. And of course, Twitter. So, another Monday. Thank you for coming back. It's the 15th, middle of the month. Was the middle of the month of August. Is it August? Yeah, it is August. I forget. Yeah, and we're back another week. Ralph, I think, is going to be out tonight. So we have we're going to have a special guest filling in for Ralph, none other than Heaven Hollywood, big bro himself. He'll be joining in with us today to talk a little stuff. We got a normal Power Hour, Power Raising Kanan Book 3 premiered this weekend, and yeah, a little underwhelming. Not, a little slow, but we'll break that down and unpack that a little bit. Also, we're gonna be talking, of course, your usual movie news, and wanted to talk something a little different this week. Since the young lady from Nickelodeon, Miss McCurdy, Jennette McCurdy, dropped her book. And it's flying off the shelves, from what I understand. The book is entitled, I'm Glad My Mom Died. Ooh. So, yeah, I'm hearing some really wild things. But what it really sparked me to want to talk about is something we've been wanting to talk about here for a while, is how the industry has, through the years and still, over-sexualize, they over-sexualize these young actors, this young talent. So we're going to talk about that because there's plenty of people out there, including, a lot of the Nickelodeon kids, The Disney. There's a lot of them that's done it, and maybe people in the chat room might chime in and give their opinions on it as well. And of course, we're right here. You only see it right here on Real Talk. During the show right now at 9:15, we will be debuting a sneak peek of the first official trailer for our new series, Groupie, the blueprint of a self-made millionaire. You can only see it here. That'll be at 9:15. We'll check in with that, share the screen, and everybody get an opportunity to see it. So, and then let's see, let's blah 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 blah. Yep, and that's how we're gonna do it, man. We'll talk about that. From there, we'll go right into our weekend recap, brought to you by BoxOfficeMojo.com. And for the weekend of August the 12th through the 14th, number 5 is Nope. Nope made $5.4 million this weekend, which brings the total up to 114 million worldwide. It finally released over internationally. It grossed 107 domestically. So that's Jordan Peele's film. Thor: Love and Thunder, 5.4 million. Still moving strong, and it's brought the worldwide total to 720 million. DC League of Super Pets. Probably the only DC thing that's going good right now. They made another 7 million, which brings the total up to 109 million. That has voices of the likes of The Rock and Kevin Hart and a couple other people. Top Gun Maverick still going strong, 7.1 million, and which now brings their total to 1.3 billion worldwide. They're trying to break Endgame's record. They heading for Endgame. And Bullet Train made 13.4 million, which brings their worldwide total to 114 million. So yeah, there you go. That is your weekend recap for the week of August 12th through the 14th. Brought to you by BoxOfficeMojo.com. So yeah, man, like we said, we're here, and I don't want to get into too much topics before 9:15 because we just got a few more minutes, a little more than 5 minutes, about 7 minutes. And you'll see the trailer will drop over on the IE network, right on the IE here on the IE network. I have the screen set up so I can share the screen here and kind of give y'all a sneak peek. So going on in the movie news, let's talk about a little bit about that. Giancarlo Esposito has, I don't know what, there's a video of him out there. I don't know where he's at, what Comic-Con he might be at, but he's addressing the rumors of him having discussions with Marvel, and the rumors are true. He said there are ongoing discussions with Marvel, and the question is, what character would Giancarlo Esposito play? Now, if everyone should know who Giancarlo Esposito is, he's playing some great roles from Do the Right Thing. He got his start with Spike Lee, and from Do the Right Thing, the character Bugging Out, from School Days, Dean, Big Brother Almighty, all the way. If you fast forward to, actually, he played one of the characters, I think, that shot Malcolm X in the Malcolm X story. I think that he was one of them. Then you have, fast forward to Breaking Bad, where he played Gus from Breaking Bad. That was one of his great characters, just a sinister character, which is a segue to who I think he should play in the Marvel universe. But now he's also on The Boys. He plays that character on The Boys, the show on Amazon. So and it is a superhero show. Now the Marvel Cinematic Universe has been talking with him. He has put it out into the atmosphere that he was in talks for. There's rumors for a lot of characters. There's rumors of Magneto. There's rumors of Professor X. There's rumors of Doctor Doom, one of my front runner favorites. He has kind of put it out there that he would like to play Professor X because I guess he's been playing a villain all this time and he wants to change it up a little bit. But honestly, I don't want that. Me being more of a purist, and I've never been for changing the ethnicity of a character just for the sake of changing him, right? Now Giancarlo Esposito is one of the great actors of our time. No doubt he will body any role he's given. He was also on The Mandalorian as one of the months. So there you go. He will body whatever role he's given. But I'm not really here for him playing Professor X. I really want him to play Doctor Doom. But I do have another character in the cinema. Well, he's not in the cinematic universe yet, but he could play a character. And you people that know the X-Men and know the comics, Mr. Sinister, I think, would be a good character for him. As I bring in Kev. Kev, welcome back. We're waiting on Heaven Hollywood, who's going to be joining. And
what's good, everybody?
Right. I didn't get into too many topics yet because I'm getting ready to share the screen and show at 9:15. I'm going to jump to the screen where the premiere of the trailer for Groupie, the blueprint of a self-made millionaire, will be premiering, and you can see it here. Yeah, so it's dope. We got some great feedback from the show, the trailer, and it's going to be out. It's coming soon. So I'm definitely excited about that. But yeah, I was talking about Giancarlo Esposito, and like, yeah, he the clip actually that you sent me, and it's great. Like I said, I'm grateful for him to play anything because he's such a great actor. But I'm definitely more leaning towards one of the bad guys than Professor X. You're going to ask me, is he going to do a good job as Professor X? Of course he will. He's a great actor. I just don't really want to see it. But if it happens, it happens. And, it is what it is. But I just, like I said, I don't want just for the sake of, in my opinion, changing ethnicities for the sake of changing ethnicities is not the move. But it's now 9:14, and we should be pretty soon. I know what's going to happen is at 9:15, it's going to go into a countdown. But let me just share the screen anyway, so it's already like there and set up. And then once it goes into its countdown mode, we will I'll pop off or camera or whatever the case may be. But yeah, man, so that's getting ready now for Groupie, the blueprint of a self-made millionaire. I will be having the cast on here very shortly, maybe not tonight, but because when we do our actual premiere and get the cast on here, it is a great show concept. As you can see now, the countdown is going on, and you can hear it, right, Kev?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Okay, let me pull the screen up here. And I'm gonna mute my mic in a few minutes. It's counting down, like, I don't know. It's gonna count down for a little bit. So let me just see here. What is it? How long is the countdown? I'm gonna mute it for now. I'm gonna mute it till it gets a little closer to the actual thing, or turn it down a little bit. Yeah, man. So we put a lot of time and effort and money into shooting this, and it's ready to go. It's going to be coming soon to a streaming near you. What's it? It's going to be I guess when it gets down to the last few seconds, it's going to let you know. Usually, when you do premieres on YouTube, they do like a countdown that gives you time for people to get in there, get in the chat room, stuff like that, and actually get a chance to line up and see it. So there'll be people, I'm sure when we put the premiere, it probably sent out to some of our subscribers for the IE network. So some of them are going to watch it directly. Some of them are going to watch it here on the show. But so epic. Look at that. 10 seconds. All right, I'm going to mute.
Chastity, the social media influencer and rockstar killer. Maria from Miami. And Lucy, aspiring actress. Sydney, hip-hop lover and writer, so I'm told. And my quiet one, Mackenzie. Well, hello, ladies. I'm Bella. I have a question for everyone. Why do you think rich men cheat? Control. I'm going home.
Don't go.
Attention.
You bring the total package to the table. You just need the right friends.
Are you my friend?
No, but you can be mine.
And power.
I stuck my neck out for you.
Thank you.
And I pulled the strings to get you onto this show.
Take all three away, and he becomes desperate.
So what's with the apples?
Well, it represents knowledge, wisdom, beauty, and power. Here, you will learn how to gain ownership of all.
I'm gonna send you the money for the ticket, and I already have your room set up at the Palms.
You do that, babe. Because once you have possession of the apple, no man alive will have power over you.
You make it sound so easy.
Oh, it's not easy.
Brett, look, I'm sorry.
Save it. Save it.
I get no auditions.
I'm gonna stop you right here.
I get no callbacks.
I really need to get upstairs. They stole all my money.
I don't know who the fuck you think you are, but you're no better than the rest of us.
Right now, they have a do not disturb until this afternoon. If they call you, great.
How is he gonna call me if he doesn't?
If not, charge it to the game.
Make no mistake, ladies. In order to succeed in this game, you must be willing to play it out till the very end.
This business is all types of savage. What are you doing?
But if you follow my blueprint, I guarantee you will become a millionaire within the next 3 years, possibly way earlier. So, are you ready to take that step?
Another day, another dollar. Ain't about money, don't you holla. 100 miles and racing, and that money conversation been my only motivation, yeah.
Oh, there you have it. Yeah, I don't have my applause set up yet, but yeah. And so yeah. All right, so that was that, man. So that was Groupie, Blueprint of a Self-Made Millionaire. Pretty soon like we always put, I'll have it uploaded to the StreamYard, and we'll be probably playing it before the show starts and stuff like that. But that is a show that's really, it's based on true events, based on real people. And It's a show that we've talked about it before. Myself, my brother, Heaven Hollywood, we created based on, like I said, a real person that we actually know. And she was a groupie, and she was originally going to do it as a documentary and decided no, she got cold feet. So she then gave us permission and signed off for us to do a fictionalized series based on her real life. So we had to obviously change names and some situations we had to change. So thank you, Joseph. I appreciate that. Very good series trailer for Group. Yeah, I thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Shout out to Joseph Tanner, of course, who's always holding down the chat room. Shout out to everybody who comes through and drops into the chat room, says what up. Shout out to Heaven Hollywood, who's not here yet, but so there you have it, man. So it's a series that we put together, and it's real stories with fictionalized, well, characters changed to protect the guilty. So but it's basically about a self-made millionaire who takes on 5 young women under her wing, as you saw in the trailer, and she is literally teaching them the art of manipulation. So, and how to become a millionaire doing it. So there you have it. And that's all I'm gonna tell you about it. As you know, as we get closer to release dates, we haven't got our release dates yet. We do have distribution for it, but we haven't got our release dates yet. So as we get closer to the release dates, we'll keep you updated. But we appreciate everybody who checks it out, takes a look at it, and things like that, and tell me what you think. Leave comments. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like, share. As always, share, especially this show, not just this show, but all of the shows. Share with your friends. So moving forward, like we said, I was saying before we got to that was a nice little break there. I'm glad my mom died. That's the name of the book. That is the name of the book. That Jennette McCurdy wrote. She is the young actress that used to be on iCarly, and then Sam and Cat. So she played on Sam and Cat, co-starring with Ariana Grande. And from what I understand, she's got a lot to say in this book about a lot of things that went on over there at Nickelodeon. Pam says, I'm late. It's okay, Pam. Thank you for coming in. You might still be able to, it hasn't dropped down yet. So you can still, on the IE network, I don't want you to leave our show. You can maybe bring up 2 screens and you still can catch the trailer over on the IE network, and because it's going to be up for a little while, and then we have other trailers coming, things like that, but we're just doing it like sneak peeks right now. So, but you can still check out the trailer if that's what you were coming here to check out. If you're coming to check out us, perfect. Thank you. We appreciate you. Stay a while and hear what we're talking about. So that book, we're going to get into that. I want to wait till Heaven Hollywood come on so we can talk a little bit more about that. But yeah, so basically from what I've been reading about her and things of that nature, she wanted to get out of the business pretty early in the game. And her mother, really didn't want her to. it's funny because it's eerily kind of like a throwback to Shirley Temple. You know, Shirley Temple, uh, the famous Shirley Temple, ever since she was, you know, a little girl, and but she never really wanted to be in the business. Her mother kind of made her do it and kind of like sold her out to the business and, you know, lived vicariously through her. Um, Same thing, kind of like with this young lady's mother, because I believe somewhere in there she talks about how her mother's mother, which is her grandmother, never wanted her mother to get into the business. Where,
Wow.
yeah, so it's like her mother was living vicariously through her in the business. So here's one of the things here they said on a book preview. I'm glad my mom died is a memoir of American former actress and singer Jennette McCurdy about her career as a child actress and her difficult relationship with her abusive mother who died in 2013. It's McCurdy's first book and was published on August 9th, 2022. Right? So, once again, in the book, she does talk about and she touches on a few things. She does, I believe, she touches on her relationship with Ariana Grande. She touches on Nickelodeon, um, and she touches on a whole bunch of stuff. So I'm really, really interested in diving in to this book. Um, let's see, who's that? Someone said, "Oh, uh, are y'all taking calls?" Good question. We don't have I just moved into my new studio, so I don't have my phone line set up yet. However, if you like to talk, you could still come up on. I could send you a link. I could put the link in the chat room, and you can come up on. You don't have to come up on screen. Like it gives you the option to keep your like an avatar, a picture, or whatever up, just like how Kev does. He has a. That's not just in case y'all don't know. That's not Kevin right there. So
No, correction. That is me. The other, the handsome guy under all of that costume and makeup is too handsome for y'all to look at. So.
I hear you. So if you like, I can drop the link in the chat room, which I will do. And if you want to come up and talk, you can. If you don't want to be on camera, that's okay. But if you got something to say, come on up and we'll put you on the air, because that's what we do. Don't be shy. Get a little closer. So, see how good jingles do? I remember that. Aaron Extra Dry. But anyway, we'll drop the link in there if you want to come up and chat. You can come through. You'll be in the green room backstage, and I'll put you on, and you can say what's on your mind. So that's cool. So let's say here, Pat says, love the trailer. Totally interested in. Ooh, yeah. Seems like she has mad game. I didn't expect this concept. Looking forward to this film. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, it is a very different concept. And trust me, people, there is no concept out there like this. We did, however, I ain't gonna put them on blast, and I ain't gonna give them no props either. But we did catch a couple, because we are in the business, so we get text messages from people who are like looking for castings and things like that. And we did see someone that's kind of trying to come with the same concept that's currently casting, but it's not the same concept. I read it. So yeah, this the reason why it's not the same concept, unless it's just a blatant jack, because this concept is original. It's real. It's a real concept about a person. So it's not like we just made it up, or we heard someone talk about it, or we said, hey, let's make a show about groupies. See, the thing is this, and I'll explain real quickly. The concept and the term groupie has evolved over the years, right? Some people may call girls of today groupies, like some of the Instagram models and things like that. But the truth of the matter is, the original term groupie, it never had anything to do with monetary stuff. Groupies were in it for the experience. They were never in it for money, right? It did kind of change a little bit. Then you had like video vixens, or kind of like I won't put them all in a box, but Superhead kind of changed that narrative because she was considered like a video vixen, and Corinne Steffens, aka Superhead, she was not also like extorting people for money or anything like that. Just people, they give you money. See, that what people don't really realize is these quote unquote groupies that they facilitate and take up time with athletes and athletes, actors, rappers, whatever, celebrities, and these celebrities become accustomed to having these women around. So what they do is they give them money. They keep them. That's what happens. They sponsor them, right? You hear people like Drake using that word sponsor, right? That's what it is. It's like when they come to, and truth be told, what you're gonna find out in this series, in a way, because we can't give away who exactly is who, but you might be able to figure out some stuff, and that's all I'm gonna say. But what you will learn in this series is a lot of times it's the celebrity that's the groupie. And you may think to yourself, well, Wes, how can the celebrity be the groupie? Well, we've seen text messages from known celebrities that you would know the moment I drop their name, that basically just straight thirsty text messages begging this groupie to come hang out with them. Voicemails sounded desperate on the phone, angry because this groupie won't pick up their phone call. Right? And these are things that my brother and I witnessed firsthand from the source. Like I said, it was supposed to be a documentary. She decided not to do that because she does still associate with some of these people. So she didn't want to, put nobody on blast.
But I will.
She would put nobody on blast. So we said, okay, let's find another way because your story's so unique, it needs to be told. So that's why we did this.
This whole thing is just so funny. Like even Corinne's, even Superhead, she said how how she basically that's how she became. That's how she got her name. She became I gotta have a girl. Hell, Urkel damn near married her. If he
not
did,
not Urkel,
not Urkel.
Eddie Winslow.
Yeah, Eddie Winslow.
Yeah. He did marry her at one time. I think they were married.
And but
and once again, Superhead was pretty much in it for the experience. But people, they gave her money. It's just gonna happen. You're not gonna be in sexual relationships with several celebrities who are millionaires, and they're not going to give you money. They're going to give it to you without you even asking for it.
I will share one of her stories that she shared from her book, and she said this physically came out of her mouth. So this is no hearsay that I'm saying. And I'm not going to say, the only reason why I'm not going to say who the rock star is because I can't remember exactly which band it is. but it was either from Blink
Yeah.
182
No, it was from Limp Bizkit.
or Limp Bizkit. That's the one it was.
Yeah,
Yep, it
yeah.
was him, Fred Durst.
He was the only one that she said treated her like a whore.
Like he didn't even treat her like a whore. He's like, okay, we done. Bye.
Pretty done. Yeah. That was the dude, the lead singer of the Limp Bizkit. It's Heaven Hollywood joins us. What's up, man? Yeah. So groupie itself, like I
So
said,
sometimes the groupieism can backfire.
Well, it can, but I mean, like I said, in this case, where the stories that you'll hear and see eventually from the groupie series, our series, you will see cases where the so-called groupie is the one who's actually the celebrity. So it's very, 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 very interesting topics, well-written stuff. If I could pat myself on the back, pat my brother on the back. But it's real. So that's where people are going to, when you're watching it, you're gonna be like, wow, this is real. It's based on something that really happened. So very cool, very cool. So but like I was saying, I did get to a couple people jumped in and said, hey, I like the trailer. That was cool. We did share the screen when the trailer premiered over on the IE network. And I'm sure some people were over there checking it out as well. So, like I said, Groupie is it's a new series and people are gonna really, really dig it. It's character driven. A lot of the characters, you're going to fall in love with maybe all of them, maybe one or two of them, and on every show that has a certain amount of characters, you got people that are, favorite characters, right? So it's a very character-driven show. So can't wait to get the cast on here and talk a little more about the show and the episodes. But we'll do that closer to our release date or, things like that. All right, so cool. But we were talking about I'm glad my mom died. And how the book is flying off the shelves, and people, like I said, I wanted to take that time to not only talk about Ms. McCurdy, but talk about all of the sexualization and as well as alleged sexual abuse. Not all of them. We can't say were sexually abused. The ones that say they were, that's them saying it. And that's, I'm not going to take that away from them. But, there's been a lot of also alleged sexual abuse. We know that over there at Nickelodeon and, Heaven Hollywood, your daughter is a big fan of the show, Victorious, and she likes watching Nickelodeon shows. And they were great shows for everyone, right? And but it's in hindsight when you go back and notice the sexual innuendos that goes on in these shows, and it almost kind of makes you want to not watch them because you're just like, yeah, it sucks,
Right.
After you've already watched it. Yeah, you've already watched it a million times because your daughter watches it. But now you go back and then you got this young lady who drops her book and she's in the book talking about certain things that she touches on. She doesn't name people like that, but she does touch on situations that we already knew. We all know that Dan Schneider over there at Nickelodeon, resigned or whatever it was. They mutually parted ways, whatever, with Nickelodeon. But there's been a lot of alleged things surrounding him. And so it just brought me, all of that kind of moved me to talk about sexualized, how these young artists, these young actors, performers are sexualized by the industry, period, whether it's Nickelodeon, whether it's Disney, whether it's, Warner Brothers, Paramount, any of these, big studios. And I did bring up earlier that McCurdy's whole relationship with her mother and how the mother is basically kind of living vicariously through her. And it kind of struck a chord and made me start thinking about Shirley Temple, right? How, you know, how Shirley Temple's mother basically just sold her out to the industry. And it's just really, you know, yes, this is what did they say? This needs to stop. Someone said this needs to stop this being going on longer than Hollywood. Yeah, it is. It's been going on too long. Plenty of time. It's been going on. Like we said, we go all the way back to Shirley Temple. Shirley Temple was like 4 years old when they started putting her on camera, on screen. And her first film was a film called Baby Burlesque. And they hide behind, oh, it's supposed to be the art and it's supposed to be cute. It's like these kids imitating adults. But it's like, no, ain't nothing cute about it. I don't even know how did that even fly? But you know, back then it was a different time. People were not as vocal as, even if they felt appalled by it, they wouldn't say it. People, you know, that was back in the times where women were taught to be quiet, don't talk, you know, stuff like that. Because you're talking about the 1930s, you know. So
that's when Greasy Uncle Charles used to come to the barbecue.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you had all the way back then. So there was a lot of, you know, a different culture, if you will. But this was just like, I really look back at some of that stuff. And if you put it like this, anyone just Google the words or the term Shirley Temple sexualization or something like that, and you will get a slew of pictures. You will get a slew of pictures that really, every single picture Shirley Temple has ever really taken, there's a grown ass man in it with her. Every single picture. There's a grown ass man holding her, hugging her, lifting her up, holding her by her bottom, this hugging her, kissing her. It's just like, yo, this was like a 4 or 5 year old girl, a baby.
Didn't in one of those movies they like pass her around?
Well,
not this one, not that one, not that one. But there is one called I forgot what the one, but she was getting passed around like from adult
the Good Ship Lollipop
when
she performed the
that
Good
one.
Ship Lollipop. The Good Ship Lollipop.
That's her most famous. That's her most famous role.
Yeah, they were literally passing her around from guy to guy, and they're all, you know, dancing with her and up close on her, kissing her, hugging her, grabbing her, and I'm just like,
I have a great Shirley Temple story, actually. By the way, I like have a story for everybody. I even have a Shirley Temple story.
Yes,
because ironically, my grandfather, God bless the dead, Patton, right?
Yep.
He
My namesake.
and Kev, this is probably the first time you heard this story.
Yeah, second.
Second. Oh, so you did hear it.
I told him off
people
air.
out here. So people out here that have not heard that story. So my grandfather, Bingham Patton, used to chauffeur Shirley Temple. So he would have to, if once the producers or whoever, when he would have to take her to certain producers' house, he would be the one who chauffeured Shirley Temple. So there was one time where, you know, she was in the car and he said that she just wasn't talking much. He said she was always a talker. Like she would talk to him when he was driving, and she said, but this time she just wasn't talking. And she told him, did she have to go? So where he was taking it, now he said he just got the address. She would drop him off, and then some producer or manager or agent, whatever, would come out to the car and get her and take her in. So every single time, he said it seemed like it was a different producer. So this time she was like, I just don't want to go. Why don't you? Can you tell them? Why don't we tell them that you took me and me and you go get some ice cream, Mister Bing, on my treat. And my grandfather was like, "Oh hell no!" You know, he
That's
was
all.
like,
Shit, that's the last thing they need to see.
right. He said,
Nope.
"Nah." He was like, "I'm
Do
taking
that.
you to where they asked me, Miss Shirley. I have to take you there. They told me to take him there. Take you there. You get me in a lot of trouble." And he said she was very sad. She was just, I'm tired of doing this. I don't want to go anymore. So God only knows what they were doing to that little girl.
Yeah, it is. It's heartbreaking, and you know, we add that our grandfather obviously, you got a job to do, and in the times of those times, like we said, you're talking the 1930s and 40s, and in those times, man, yeah, he was lucky to have the job. If he was going to do something off cuff like that, man, that type of shit would get you lynched. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
not lynched.
Exactly.
He could just disappear because
Yeah.
they're not trying to have him have that kind of information on the addresses. He
Mhm.
knows where this little girl is being dropped off to, and
Mhm.
she's telling him, "I don't want to go here."
Yeah.
What we as black people know how to add
Yeah.
astronomically from nothing.
Exactly.
You could whisper half a word in the air, and we could put it together and be like, oh, okay, we see what you're saying. All right,
Right.
We
And
get what you're talking about.
we also know when to say, yeah, that's not
When
gonna
to
work
drink
for
our
me.
water and mind our business.
Business, yeah.
Exactly. Basically,
Unfortunately,
unfortunately, in that situation, but it was really, to be honest with you, there's really nothing he could do anyway. So it's nothing that he could do at the moment
except for
to
take her
change
back to where he picked her up from.
it. And then that would have just got him in trouble. So
Well,
the bottom line is,
yeah.
the bottom line is, that's what that kind of reminded me of that when you think about what Jennette McCurdy is talking about with her. That's a bold title right out the gate. You're like, wow, what
I'm
is this
glad
book
my
about?
mom
I'm
died.
glad my mom died, and that is unfortunate.
She took a
As
lot of
well
heat
as
for that title too, and they
yeah, I'm
tried to
sure
make
she
her
did.
change the title. She wouldn't change the title. She was like,
Hmm.
"This is the
How,
title
how
that I'm
you?
keeping."
But here's the thing: how, as a book company, do you think you're going to get an author to change the title of something that they vehemently feel is correct?
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
This
mean,
is what
they
I
do it.
feel.
They do it. They
Right.
do that. But
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. I mean, she fought for it. If she wasn't going to be persistent about it, they would have
Yeah,
changed it.
because a
You
couple of
know,
publishing companies turned her down because of the
turned her
title,
down.
and I'm
Yeah.
sure because of what was in the book.
That was
Yeah.
the only reason. Let's be clear. It wasn't
Yeah.
because of the title. It was because of what was in the book and what was potentially in the book. Because
Right.
okay, you hate your mother. We know why you hate your mother. Okay, so yeah. Can we change that title? No.
Yeah.
All right, pass.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
So I mean, I'd be like, yeah. So I'll change it to the industry sexually sexualized me. No, change it back to I hate my mother. Or whatever. I change it back to glad my mother died. But I mean,
That was a good question. That Life with Kenya asked. She said, "I wonder what her coming out just going to make more child stars want to tell their story as well." I mean, one way that it might is because she's like really getting good. She's not getting like the let's just toss it under the rug, or she'll know what she's talking
no,
about.
she's getting
She's not
attention.
getting the
She's
Corey
getting a
Feldman
lot. She's
treatment.
getting a lot of
Yeah.
attention because you're looking at someone that was successful in doing it.
Yeah.
In
And
that short period of time, she had 2 shows,
Yeah.
and she's saying, "I don't want to be involved. So if you're sitting there like, man, she had 2 shows, she was really at the top. She hadn't even begun to, peak. She got a peak.
Yeah.
And you would think that someone like that would be like, and then what makes them think, what another thing that makes them look at what she's saying and make them go, wow, is because she had hit rock bottom where
Right.
she could use a check and she
Yeah.
still didn't do it. So if you figure, man, she hit rock bottom where she was homeless and she still refused to go back to do like the reboot of iCarly. She turned down. She
Yeah.
turned down any reunions. She turned down the reunion. So
Yeah. So she's
you're
real
looking at her
about
like,
it.
man,
She ain't trying
yeah.
to. She ain't just trying to cap. You know what I mean? She's like really adamant about, yo, this
And,
industry messed her up, and she's not trying to go back to it like that.
and here's the thing. She's not going to get the Corey Feldman treatment because she's a female.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
That's true. That's a good point.
that's a great point. She's not gonna, because she's a female. Now, there's other, to add to the answer to a life with Kenya. There's other people that did speak out, but it didn't catch, for whatever reason, didn't catch the traction that this, and they were also big stars. Natalie Portman speaks about, her career at only 12 years old, but she became a household name. We know that, with the Star Wars trilogy, blah blah blah. But before that, she was in The Professional, and she says, "I've actually talked about it. I wrote a thing about it for a Women's March, whatever." She says about being sexualized as a child.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I take away from that, from my own sexuality, because it made her afraid. So, like, with that being said, you can see here from The Professional, look at these pictures of like Natalie Portman. This is a scene from The Professional where she's putting on all this makeup. She's performing for this dude here, Leon, the guy who played Leon, The Professional. Where, if you didn't see the movie, I mean, it's a great movie, but these are the parts. There are parts in this movie it's very uncomfortable, kind of, because she's this girl, little girl with the grown dude. He's a assassin or whatever. And like I said, there's scenes in there where he's showing her things, and they get this weird, I don't want to say weird, but maybe weird type of relationship, that they kind of develop. So, these are all scenes from her. This is her,
But
dressing up.
it makes you wonder, like, looking at these scenes now, like, it makes you wonder, was he a creep on set? Or because he doesn't come across as being a creep.
I mean, we don't know if he was a creep on set, but he didn't have to be a creep on set, because the whole relationship between their characters was kind of creepy.
But see, here's the thing. What was there? See, I said all that to say is, like, she said she wrote a whatever op-ed or whatever it was that she wrote.
Mm-hmm.
Did was it something where the director said, okay, I need for you I need you to be in frame like this, and did he step up and be like, I don't think she's comfortable with that?
Well, I mean, I probably no, because especially in those times, he's I don't want to say just an actor, but he's just an actor. So they didn't speak up much for stuff like that. The union would, but
I mean, I mean,
that would be something like contacting their union rep. Like, it's not ideal for the actor to step up and say, "Oh, no, she may not be comfortable with that."
I guess what my point is, and maybe y'all can expound on this. My point is, at any point, whether it's him or any other, at what point does it click to where, okay, this is not just a regular acting job, something funky is going on here?
Yeah.
Like, Like,
Well,
like,
I mean,
like.
yeah, we don't know. That's the whole point. That's why most of these people, it happens when they were children. Here's something interesting. Megan Fox talks about. She said at a Jimmy Kimmel interview, Megan Fox opened up about how she was sexually harassed and over sexualized as young as 15 years old. There were shooting. They were shooting the club scene, and they brought men in, and I was wearing Stars and Stripes bikini and a red cowboy hat and 6-inch heels. She says Michael Bay approved it. He said Michael Bay approved it, and they said, Michael, she's 15, so you can't sit her at the bar, and she can't have a drink in her hand. So his solution to that problem was to have me dancing underneath a waterfall, getting soaking wet. She said, I emphasized.
Fucking creep.
She said she emphasized she was 15 at the time. She was in 10th grade. She said, I was in 10th grade. I was 15. That's the kind of, things that how Bay's mind
Now it
works.
makes you wonder why she wasn't back for any more Transformers movies.
Well, you remember how she had to allegedly how her audition for Transformers, she didn't actually audition. She had to wash a car. She washed a car. Yeah, he filmed her washing a car. It's not funny, but I'm saying he filmed her washing a car. That was her audition for Transformers. And
how old was Shia LaBeouf?
I don't know how old he was at the time, but
he's got a lot of allegations on him in Hollywood.
He's got a lot of different allegations. Then here's another one, Brooke Shields. We talked about that. We all know that. Ever since the beginning of her career.
Viva Las Vegas. She played in a hooker.
Right.
Wanda, Nevada. The name was the movie.
Yep.
Wanda, Nevada. She played a hooker. She was 12 years old.
Brooke Shields has unfortunately been sexualized. Yeah, exactly. In Louis Malley's Pretty Baby at age 13 and The Blue Lagoon at age 14. And so I mean there was a lot of stuff
Pretty Baby.
Going on
Pretty Baby was the one she was the hooker.
Yeah, when she was the hooker. Pretty Baby.
I might as well just grab every box of DVDs that I have, just throw them in the trash. Like,
and just like we always talk about this person who I always said too, she reminded me of young Natalie Portman, and that's Millie Bobby Brown. Millie Bobby Brown talked about, her thing was more or less like how people go ahead and sexualize, she turned 16 years old. She opened up about being sexualized since she's been in the spotlight on Instagram. This is now more being sexualized on the internet. Obviously, that's her era, right? That's her generation.
Now here's the thing about that. At what point does it become your choice, and is it the studio?
Mm-hmm. No. What she's saying is, she said there's moments where I get frustrated from inaccuracy, inappropriate comments, sexualization, and unnecessary insults that ultimately have resulted in pain and insecurity for me. So yeah. Now I forget the gentleman's name, but I did see this person online who did a whole video on how the industry, meaning when he says the industry, it's not really the studios. It's more so, agents, management, stylists, the things that, that she's put in when she's set to do interviews and stuff like that. The makeup that she's put, that's not necessarily her choice either. You know what I'm saying? This is what they set her up, the looks and stuff that she do, and then the photography and the photographers. It was a whole big thing that he did on it. He's like, they are sexualizing this girl already. And I look at it as, it's young Natalie Portman to me. that's how they kind of, and I mean, the list goes on and on, but there's a few people, Jennifer Love Hewitt, another one who, talked about that, it's just something that they've always done. Think think about it. What do you think about Kim Fields? Like Tootie. With the short shorts. She used to be on the roller skates, right? In the Facts of Life.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean. You can go back and say, but it's just like some of them are more blatant than others. And then when we talked about getting back to McCurdy and getting back to Nickelodeon, there are a lot of sexual innuendos that the
That
Nickelodeon,
people really,
yeah,
that
slipped under
kids,
their noses.
that kids that look at it now and they're like, holy shit,
Yeah.
like kids that are now of age.
Now they're grown up
Yeah,
now.
they're
like,
looking at it and
"Okay."
they were like, I can remember laughing at this, like I thought it was funny. And then saying it to my mom, I'm gonna have you play that clip. I'll have you find that clip on YouTube. And she's like, and now that I listen to it, I'm like cringing, like, how did I not, pick that up? If you were, hey,
Listen,
yeah,
I've been secretly in my mind saying for decades. Now you know I come we all three of us come from a music background, and we come from classic music background. The Sam Cookes, the Little Richards, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, even though Little Richard was gay, even though Sam Cooke was the man, and yes, for that time period, a lot of the music that they made for, it was for the teens, but it's still like the one song by Sam Cooke that like it echoes in my head over and over again. She was only 16, only 16. Yeah, it's just like she was too young to fall in love, and I was too young to know. Nigga, you knew. What you talking about?
She was only 17. That song you like?
Yeah.
What's that song? West, the video.
Oh God, yeah. She just 16 years old. Yeah, that's
That's
leave
another
her
one.
alone. They
That's another
say
one.
they said
Take
it, he basically
like,
saying they said leave her alone. And he's still going on with it. That's called Into the Night. That's already a creepy name.
yo,
I'll take
listen,
you into the
they're
night
taking, and now check
scoop
this
you
out.
up.
When we was kids, yo, a lot of us made out to chicks with that song.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
realizing this.
Yo, I tell you something
and
even creepier. I'll give you a creepier story about that song. Shout out to my cousin Anthony Davis. We used to work at Domino's Pizza, one of my first jobs ever. And there was we had there was two. We hired Anthony my cousin was the manager, and he hired two females, or one female who was it might have been two sisters, and they used to answer the phones. But anyway, one of the guys that worked there, he was, I guess we were at that age, we were like, I don't know, we were in our teens, but he was a little older than us. And anyway, long story short, he got involved with one of the girl's sisters who was 16 years old, and he was older. And he used to literally sit in the car and listen to that song and be crying and stuff like that. We like, yo, what is wrong with you?
Yo,
he's just 16 years old. Because literally, I think their parents, got involved and kept him away. But
this whole conversation is jacking me up. Like everything is ruined now. I can't make love to no chick, to no slow jam music, because it's during the downstroke. She was only 16. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's done. You're over. It's done. So yeah,
man, that Hollywood thing, and that since I got into blogging and media and stuff like that, like you start going back and researching a lot of that stuff and finding out crazy stuff, man. Like
it's sad.
of people who you're like, man, I admired them.
Yeah.
They people start bringing up how what's her name used to go to her mother used to take her to Studio 54 when she was like 11. Drew Barrymore. How they said that she was how she used to how they said I was reading this right here. They said, didn't Drew Barrymore say she had sex with Jack Nicholson as a teen?
Wow.
And then when you start thinking back, like, yo, he used to bring her to the Laker game. Like, because I'm a Laker fan. And now I start thinking back, like, yo,
bring Drew Barrymore to the Laker
we
game.
just think, oh, okay, it's just, hey, it's Jack Nicholson,
Oh
Drew
my
Barrymore.
God! Just
then
throw
it's
the
like,
whole Hollywood out.
He used to bring her to the Laker game. And then now that you read out that Drew Barrymore said her mother pretty much sold her out. She said her mother used to bring her to Studio 54. There's literally pictures of her in Studio 54 at like 12.
Listen, for those of you who do not understand, let me paint the picture for you. Studio 54 had several names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, it did.
And there was a lot of stuff that went on in those stands that overlooked the dance floor.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Studio 54 for all you youngins. Hell, I was a young when it was popping. But
listen,
here's Drew Barrymore. Here's some. I googled Drew Barrymore Studio 54. Yeah.
One of the names of the of Studio 54, it used to be called the Crisco Disco.
Crisco
So
Disco.
you're bringing
an
an
Billy Idol.
11-year-old.
Yeah, look at Billy Idol. All of you, you know what he was doing.
Oh man,
I can't. The White Wedding is out the window. I can't even listen to that anymore. God damn.
How many times? And then you, like I said, it makes you start thinking back. And I'm sorry.
Look how they got her dressed. She dressed in a one-piece, should be a shirt type of skirt thing that she got on. A shirt that's made into a dress. Yeah.
And I know I said it. Now I look at it cringe like, how did I say that? How many times did I proudly scream backstage, underage, adolescents?
Yeah. Exactly. You used to say it all the time, and you're just like, oh my God. But yeah, here's a Studio 54.
Oh man.
Drew Barrymore. She even has a title. Drew Barrymore, The Day I Divorced My Mother. You see what I'm saying? These parents,
she's the one, man. I think the mother sold her to the industry for $500. I think that was Drew Barrymore.
Wow.
Sold her to the industry for rent. $500.
Look at this. These are all young Drew Barrymore pictures. It's sickening.
And then, like I said, it starts taking you back. When you start going down that rabbit hole, look, of all of these.
This is like Shirley Temple all over again. Look,
of all of these sites and pictures, a lot of them have been scrubbed from the internet. You start talking about you start getting into the Heather O'Rourke story that nobody wants to talk about. How she just magically caught some sort of rectum disease that she ended up dying from.
Yeah. Okay.
At what,
random
12?
disease. Yeah.
At 12 years old. So she caught some sort of infection in her rectum. I wonder how she got that.
Wonder how that got there. How that happened mysteriously and miraculously. Yeah, it's just. It's crazy, dude. It's crazy. And these people have these kids been sexualized from young age. Like we said, as it goes as far as young as 4 years old with Shirley Temple. Like we said, the first, Baby Burlesque being the first film that she's ever did. And it just, it added from there. It's just so.
We'll get back to Jennette.
Unfortunate.
It's just so deep. It just so deep into. But
it goes so deep. That's the only reason why it sparks all these other, things. Look at this picture here. And this was a picture from her official thing. You got pictures like that just kind of pop up. Every picture Shirley Temple was with, she's with a grown ass man. Have not look, they got her
Look, got
dancing,
her doing
little
burlesque
girl.
dancing in little undies. Like, come on,
Oh
man.
my god, you got to be kidding me! And that's supposed to be cute. That's supposed to be. Oh, she's. It's cute. It's cute. Like
Kev,
what? What
Kev,
made you think it
I'll
was
give you
cute?
another nugget, Kevin.
Yeah.
Like you said, Jennette McCurdy on Nickelodeon. She was on
Yeah.
iCarly, and she was on Sam and Cat.
Mhm.
So now the show Victorious, that was the show that Ariana Grande was on first, and she spun off to Sam and Cat. So Liz Gillies, who's actually on Dynasty now, she plays on
Mhm.
Dynasty. Well, Liz Gillies played in Victorious when she was a teen. So she recently got married about 3 years ago. She married, who knows she married? One of the producers from Victorious. So when she was on Victorious, she was like 15, 16. He was like 27. And she married him now when she's 27. He's like close to 50. So that means he was scouting that out way back then.
Yeah, you know that he was grooming her. He was grooming her. That's called grooming. Let's see some comments in here.
That's Nickelodeon, man.
She said, "I'm noticing a theme of moms selling their kids to the industry. Does this happen with boys as well?" I'm sure it does. I mean, we did mention about Corey Feldman, who a lot of his abuse, alleged abuse, or whatever, got his stories got swept under the rug because he is a boy, because he is a male. So him being sexually abused and stuff like that, it happens to the males as well. Does the parents, the parents have to know something about it if they're in there? Someone said Drew Barrymore's family, Hollywood royalty. Yeah, her father goes back 100 years in Hollywood. Yeah, yep, this is true. During the first silent films, her family is
alcohol.
Yep, this is true. This is all good information. This is all true about Drew.
Listen,
Yeah.
Corey Feldman, his whole thing got blocked when him, and the same thing with Macaulay Culkin.
Macaulay Culkin.
When both of them came out and said Michael Jackson never touched me.
Yep.
When they said that,
They said that, Hollywood didn't want to mess with them no more. Now all
it
of a
didn't have
sudden,
nothing to do with them.
They want to start dropping their credibility.
They
Because
came out.
If
And
anyone
now
had
they're
an
crazy,
opportunity,
now they're crazy, and they
if
don't know
anyone
what
had an opportunity to quote unquote out Michael Jackson, it was Corey Feldman and Macaulay Culkin. They had opportunities if it really happened, and they didn't tell it. Corey Feldman, if anything, he could have just lied if he wanted to get money and get some fame back, but he chose not to. Why? Because it didn't happen.
Emmanuel Lewis.
And on top of all of that,
happened. He's around them all the time.
Emmanuel Lewis, another one.
Yeah.
It never happened. And then you got the icing on the cake, the FBI.
Yeah, FBI. Yeah, FBI, man.
Told you.
10 years. Let me tell you something. We won't get on Michael, but we'll probably have a show about him later in the year, in the month, because his birthday is
coming up. Yep.
Yeah, at the end of this month. 10-year investigation. 10 years. They investigated Michael Jackson.
Found
the FBI
found nothing.
Found nothing. Zilch. Zero. So I'm gonna save that for our Michael when we do talk about Michael Jackson.
Yeah, I'm gonna get hot talking about.
Yeah.
Listen, my phone is burning up already talking about Michael Jackson, and we only scratched the surface because anyway.
So with McCurdy, so now I found that clip. I think that you're talking about Dan Schneider Victorious End audio clips.
Right. So let me
so
just
set that up. Set up what.
So let me let people know what this is. So, do you have like an example of from another show? You gave me one the other day. You said, "Oh,
Yeah.
just like at the end of."
Yeah, like at the end of a lot of shows, they show they'll show like maybe the brand, the logo, and you might have a sound bite. Like for instance, the Wayans brothers. At the end of the Wayans brothers credits, they would show that picture of them when they were kids, and you hear Sean say, "Look up Marlon Cheese," like that, like a little sound bite that always happened at the end, like at the end of all the credits.
Right. So this is Dan Schneider at the end, Schneider Bakery. He's the one who created all of those Nickelodeon shows. Victorious, iCarly, all the big shows, Game Shakers, he created. Zoe. So at the end of his show, it shows like the Schneider Bakery, and then he'll take a clip from that show that you just watched and put it at the end of the show. Right? A sound bite. Now, so many people, but when I showed this clip, they were like, "I remember that." But just take a listen to the clips that he chose at that comes on the end of the show. So Wes will let you hear it.
Yeah, let me share the screen. Go here. Dan Schneider, audio. Okay. So here's some of the stuff from that clip.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Is it my turn to squat?
You do it way more gentle than my mom does it.
No, I don't want to see that thing again. Put it away.
Can I hold it?
Can I hold it?
Yeah, I'll smell your foot.
Looks like we have a long night of snuggling ahead of us.
I'm a bad boy, aren't I?
That is so not tight.
I don't want to get blackballed.
But it hurts.
Here comes that feeling.
Wow.
Sometimes I do it to myself. I heard you swallow.
I heard you swallow.
Ooh, it's all tingly.
Y'all can stare at me, but it's still bad.
That is a quality foot.
More power! Beg me.
Beg me.
You're holding your banana backwards!
Holding the banana back. Wow.
I gotta find my muffin!
You got to find my muffin?
What are you into?
You into?
It's average.
Lick my loafers, Debbie!
I've always wanted to see.
And mind you, now that is just like you explained earlier. This is a collaboration, a collage of the ending of the show sound bites. Now, mind you, the sound bites are taken from moments of the show where it didn't feel that way. It was more presented in the show on an innocent level, but he's taking certain clips of that particular certain little nuggets of that particular clip from the show and put in. Why is he specifically picking these parts of the thing? You know what I mean?
Right.
So just like the one with the foot, I'll smell your foot. It was the way it was played out on the show was funny. The way he did it was a whole nother situation. Had nothing to do with sexual, but he zones in on those little nuggets and decides to use that soundbite at the end of the show.
Because he knows that's going to be the last thing you hear when
Yeah.
when you watch it. They'll make sure they always say the lasting impression. So he's going to make
Yeah.
sure that when a kid's mind, kids think of things subconsciously. So
Yeah.
he knows that he's going to play that, and that's going to be the last thing. And then so many people are like, "Yo, I used to say some of these to my mom, like, because I thought it was funny."
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
And here's the thing: you're setting this up for. Let's just say you're right. He's setting that's a setup for subliminal messaging.
Yeah.
So, but subliminal messaging to who? Is it for the kid to play to the pervert?
Possibly.
Or is it, I don't
It almost seems, Kev, to be honest, it almost seems like he's just like when someone just said in plain sight. It almost seems like he's taunting. He's like saying to you, you know what I mean? He's almost
like a
lot
of the Hollywood stars do. You know, they know people are asking, why are they taking pictures with their eye covered? Why are they taking pictures with the devil horns? Why are they taking pictures doing this? Why are they taking pictures doing that? They know people are asking about it. But yet
I like something you said. I like something you said on your show that stopped me dead in my tracks at work about Doja Cat. That floats around those same lines, and I agree with you. That's all I'm gonna say on that.
I mean, right. So someone here says, "Wow, I can't believe I missed all of this." Well, that's what I'm saying. It's very, very easy to miss. Very easy.
Don't feel bad.
Don't feel bad. Yeah, a lot of people missed it. Yes, I used to watch Nickelodeon all the time when I was younger. See, I never noticed that. And again, it's typical kids that are watching, so they probably wouldn't have. Yeah, most of the time the kids are, but they do that all the time. I mean, there's a lot of times, you know, Disney was accused of doing little things that was, you know, hidden to kids, but adults can figure it out.
Like in the Lion King and just certain things and the you know
earlier than that, Donald Duck.
Yeah.
Right. Certain things. So
yeah.
It's like he said, it's
crazy.
almost like he's pointing it out there. And mind you, this dude, you know, the I smell your foot, and this dude had there was a scene, at least one scene, when every kid on that show did something with their feet or showed their feet. He obviously had a foot fetish, right?
Now here's the thing.
All of the girls showing their feet, doing something with their foot, like Ariana Grande would put a foot in her mouth, you know, like the other girl.
Well, here's my thing. Could it be that the stuff that he was saying at the end of the shows is stuff that some of these kids were saying to him behind the scenes, and he was just like y'all said, taunting, like.
I mean, I don't know.
They were from the show.
They were from the show. These were clips from the show. That's from the script.
No. I know that. I know they were actual clips from the show. But what I'm saying is, he took those actual clips from the show specifically and said those things at the end of the show. Could those be things that were said to him in private? It hurts. It's too big.
Oh, okay, that's what you're saying. So, I mean, I don't know. It's possible. Either that, or it could be something that was fantasized. Anything. It could mean a lot of things.
That's deep.
Yeah, that is deep. When you think about it that way, it's very. I mean, and that is just that's horrifying. That's horrifying.
And the only reason why I said what I said is because y'all said that he was taunting. So to me,
I said it's almost like he is, because he has to know that people are gonna pick that off.
But see, that's the thing. I think he thought the kids would just laugh it off like most of us boys would do. That like Beavis and Butthead, like you know, and not even think twice about it. But meanwhile, I'm saying in my head, like, is this dude reenacting the sounds that some of these kids was
Ooh,
making with him.
that's horrifying. If that is,
Yeah,
if that's where it
that would be
came from,
crazy.
that's
That'd be crazy. Well,
that's
I mean,
horrific.
well, it is very clear that Jennette McCurdy did not like the dude.
Mhm.
She was in the book. She kind of outed Ariana Grande.
What?
And yeah, she kind of outed her for if you read between the lines with that book, what she was saying in there, it's kind of like she was a little of what I took from her parts with Ariana Grande is that Ariana Grande knew that what was going on wasn't right, but she wanted to be a star so bad. She said that yeah, I remember in one interview before the book, she said there's girls on that network and that was on that show that knew that there was things going on that was not right, but they did not care. They chose not to say anything. She said that she got pissed off at Ariana Grande because she was on iCarly. She was promised her own spinoff. Instead, she got a spinoff with Ariana or Sam and Cat. And she said basically, she was able to come in when she wants. She's basically trying to say she was playing the game, so she got extra privilege. She was able to come in when she want. She would miss auditions, and they would have her do
practice or like
practice.
probably like
She
practice.
was able to get extra opportunities that I wasn't allowed.
Question. Wasn't how active was Ariana Grande's dad in her career? Was he active in her career?
Well, her parents got divorced when she was around. Let's see, when did her parents get divorced?
Yeah, well, they were divorced, so
yeah, yeah.
So when she was dating, who was that rapper she was dating? Was she doing these shows around the same time that she was dating that rapper?
No, this is all before before she even became this pop star.
This before. This is when she was right on the cusp of getting her first deal or what have you.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was all when she was around 16, 17 years old. So
she's the door is right here. The door is
so
open.
what's her name was saying, what McCurdy was saying was she got opportunities. She was allowed opportunities, that I wasn't allowed. And then she said, mainly she tried to make it seem so because she played the game or whatever. And they said she would come. She said in the time that finally pushed me over the edge is when she came in and said, "Oh, sorry, I'm late." But I was now, mind you, at this time, we don't know how low this man was. Sorry, I'm late. I was up all night playing charades with Tom Hanks. And that's what Ariana Grande said to Jennette McCurdy. Oh, sorry, I'm late. I was up all night playing charades with Tom Hanks.
Physically in the same room.
Yeah,
she was at her house. At his house.
She was at his house. She was at his house. And Tom Hanks' kids are grown. So she wasn't there with his children. So and then McCurdy said that was it. That's when I knew I couldn't like her. I didn't like her, and I would never like her. Because
I am fucking floored right now.
Yep. She was playing charades with Tom Hanks.
Yeah, that's why she was late. Yeah.
Forrest Gump was banging Ariana Grande.
No, don't say that.
I didn't say that, Kim.
We did not
say that, Kim. I said you playing charades.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for being black and adding. This is what we do.
No, we did not say that.
I'm up all night. Listen, you up all night playing Scrabble with a grown ass man.
Views expressed by Kevin Lee is not necessary to views of the IE network. of the viewers of Real
Or
Talk.
the IE network.
You're not gonna get us shut down over here. So, no, she said charades.
I'm just gonna
That's what
mute
she
my
was
mic.
playing.
I'm sorry.
She said
She
was
said
playing
charades. Okay, we off the air. You want to discuss that and turn that into something else? We'll do that.
But she
But
said
she said
charades, so
Yeah,
that's what
she
we're
said
gonna say.
charades.
But
Okay,
regardless of
charades. Okay.
regardless of the fact with that,
Is it a penis or is it a banana?
right.
I mean, what?
I know, right? What is it? Log. So that charades. Log.
Oh
banana.
man. But her
Charades,
book is getting a lot of traction.
Yeah.
And she basically said that when the show ended, she basically put in the book, she said the show ended because of a producer, and I'm sure she's talking about Schneider. But she just like one time she said she called the guy the creator. She said he made her take pictures in a bikini. She was like had nothing to do with what she made me take pictures in a bikini. She also said the show ended because they said so. The show ended because what they said were you were jealous of Ariana Grande, that of what she was able to. She went on to be a big pop star, and you were jealous of the other things that she was doing, and that caused tension, and you're no longer to go on filming the show. She said it was that's absolute BS. She said the show ended because of a producer got a sexual harassment charge against him. She said one of the producers of the show, and he was the producer. And remember, they just said they part in the middle of Victorious, which was at the time one of the highest rated shows on TV, and it was Nickelodeon's highest rated show. He did one season of it. He got fired before season 2. I mean, they never had a finale. They had 3 seasons, maybe 3 or 4 seasons, but they never had a finale. And
you
then they
mean
said
this Negro couldn't keep his impulses to himself that bad? He was running amok that bad.
The bottom line is, think about it this way, and this is it's what makes it worse. There's a dude who works with children, basically making shows for children, writing and all that stuff, producing shows for children, for kids. And what is it? He's around all the time, and what does he decide he wants to? I guess whatever you said his impulses are. Well, children. It's like I said. He was now. They never. He wasn't even actually fired. Like allegedly, like the way they said it was like a mutual party.
That's what I understand.
It was a mutual.
He mutually parted ways.
Mutually parted ways.
But his partner.
Don't these people have freaking kids at home? So you go home to your kids, and then this is what and then you come to work to do this. What are they doing at home?
Yeah.
Question.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh my fucking God. I'm turning off everything. Fuck all my subscriptions. I'm canceling every goddamn thing.
It's nuts. And like if you just look up Daniel Schneider and some of the pictures.
No,
that he's
I will not. I will not. I will not. I will not. Listen, if you want me to turn this to TMZ, I have to use a walker now to get around. I'll be in a walker with a big ass KMZ sign on the front of my walker and a microphone. Nigga, you couldn't keep your stuff together? What was you doing to your kids at home? Like, I'm asking questions. Like, why aren't these questions being asked?
Yeah.
I am so confused right now.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And the producer, like I said, there's always been questions about
Look,
Disney and
here
Nickelodeon.
he is in the hot tub. Here he's sitting in a hot tub with one of Amanda Bynes.
Oh my God, that's
There
another
he
one.
is.
Jesus, I
Yeah,
can't. I gotta
and
go.
she
I
went,
can't.
and you know what happened with her? She was
Yeah.
another one. You know what happened with her?
And they tried to make it seem like she was crazy.
There he
Right.
goes.
That's what they do.
Of course, that's what they do. There he is there hugging up on somebody. Who's that?
He's got a
That's one
picture
of the
with
other ones.
Ariana. He got a picture with Ariana Grande's legs wrapped around his waist. That's like, and these
Yeah.
people are seeing this.
Look at this. Look at where his hand is. Right there. He's smelling her hair here. With this
That's
one, got
Victoria
his
Justice.
hand on.
Click
That's
that one
Victoria
in.
Justice.
I think that's Ariana. I think that's Ariana right there with his
Which
hand
one?
there. What that got the
This
circle.
here?
Click on it and see what picture that.
No, click on it. It's the same. It's not Ariana. It's somebody else.
Okay.
Yeah, it's somebody else. But
I
yeah.
yo, I give you. I am now because I told your brother
Yeah,
earlier
again.
today. I was in the hospital last week, so I missed most of your updates last week
Right.
because I was trying to get my health care back together.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
I've been following you as of late, and
much appreciated.
Yeah, look how he's leaning in. Look how he's leaning in on Ariana's hair. Go ahead, Kev.
I have after this show, I have a whole listen. I don't know how you do it because I'm telling you,
Me neither, brother.
I would be dead. I would be dead. I would be dead because
Yeah.
there is no way that I would be sitting on this like right now. I'm like, who can I talk to?
Look, he's just a creep. You know, he does creepy things. Look how he's leaning in on it. Obviously, he likes to smell hair. Look, he's leaning in on
feet. Fat crusty motherfucker. That's him.
That's him.
He loves feet. I wonder who had it worse, that Nickelodeon or Disney. Well, you always have to remember with Disney, all you need to know is Walt Disney was a pedophile. So that's all you need to know, though.
He's from Victorious.
I know he was abused as a child, but that's probably the reason why he got a lot of passes. And with the kids that were on Disney, because Brittany was a Disney kid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because she's a Disney kid. Amanda Bynes was what? Nickelodeon?
Yeah,
she's
Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
Lindsay Lohan was what? Nickelodeon?
Yeah.
She's Disney, I think.
Was
I
she
thought she
Disney?
was Disney. I think she was Disney. Well, you said about the feet. There's from the show. There's something always going on with their feet. He's putting ketchup on her feet there. Then you got this here. Feet. Everything got something to do with feet.
Oh my
You know
God.
what I'm saying?
Yep, and that was every episode. iCarly,
Every episode they did something.
Victorious. There's always somebody. Look at it. So they're driving with their feet. They're eating with their feet.
Listen, you know what? I'm done.
Look,
From
she's
now on,
actually
ain't nothing
biting
being
somebody's
played in
foot
this
there.
house.
This is a show on Nickelodeon. This girl's biting feet there.
Listen,
They're
nothing
always
getting
doing
played in
something
this
with their feet.
house
Look,
but
now
bubble
here she
gum.
is in a bubble bath. No reason to be showing her feet. Not
Her
one
toe.
reason.
That was episode.
She's in-
Her toe got caught in the sink.
Right.
A big toe gets caught. Something always got to do with feet.
Yeah.
I'm telling you now, my grandkids ain't watching nothing but bubble guppies until they 25.
And you see the picture down there with next to the one that has the red circle right there below it with the blonde. That was the clip I was telling you about. That's Jennette McCurdy. Yeah, see if that clip plays. That's Jennette McCurdy.
It's not playing. But what is this?
What's the deal with that?
She's just showing a bunch of things, and she's like, Daniel Schneider. Look what you did to me.
Oh wow.
Wow.
That's crazy.
I can't.
And she's got it looks like she's got blood all over her mouth.
Yeah. Wow. And what is that all about? Yeah, you see they doing that too. What is that? A smeared lipstick type of deal? What is that supposed to be? Another,
Right.
he has all of these different
All these
codes.
different
So
symbolisms.
these are all these little things that meant something.
But
What
no,
was
that's
going
you
on?
don't. You're not getting it. The smeared mixed lipstick. That's the other freaky thing they like to do. They like to grab them by the mouth with the thumb and then
smear the
squeeze the
lipstick. Yeah,
lipstick.
that's true.
lipstick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There it is again. Smear lipstick. Wow.
How many times
This
we
guy's
saw
living
that?
out his fantasies through a
On these
kids
kids.
show that he produced
And
helped
here's the
write.
funny thing: the
Huh.
only reason why I know that, and I can't think of what movie it was in, and I don't think it was a Sharon Stone movie, and I don't think it was. I don't think it was the one with Michael Douglas and what's her face. But one of them, they did that. They grabbed the girl by her face and smeared the lipstick across her face. Oh, you know what it was? It was. I think it was Miss 40. It might even been the scene in Miss 45. That old flick.
Look, there you go in there every time. He always getting there close with the kids.
I am. Yeah,
and there he is holding his Nickelodeon award. You know, all the Teen Choice Awards,
All them awards
that he was got. I mean, because the bottom line is, he produced good shows. He produced hit shows.
Right.
But the bottom line is all of the stuff that
Ariana loves him.
Right, all of the stuff
He
that
loves
it's
Daniel Snyder.
right, all of the stuff that it's centered around. Look at this. What the hell is this? Where he got his hand there? This girl look like she's sitting on his lap.
Right, and the guy that's next to him, that was his partner. He went and did
Lord.
I don't know how many years for statutory rape or something, and then he comes back and Nickelodeon hired him, and he was working with
He
Dan
comes
Snyder.
home and Nickelodeon hires him. Yeah.
So statutory rapists are getting rehired. Well, I'm not gonna repeat what I said earlier, but goddamn, y'all still messed me up about Forrest Gump playing charades. I am completely floored.
Ariana's the only one who's willingly hugging him all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
And that's why
Everyone
Ariana's
else,
the biggest star.
right? That's why
And
she's
then
the
the other
biggest star.
thing,
Let's be honest.
y'all blew my mind with the Drew Barrymore and Jack Nicholson at the Knicks games. Because at the Lakers game.
All the time.
All the time.
Like I said, I'm a Laker fan. I used to didn't miss a Laker game at all. And I used to be like, oh, just never questioned it. Oh, I guess it's just 2 stars. He's hanging out with Jack Nicholson. But then as I got older and started reading the stories, and people were like, they were dating. I was like, wow.
Oh my God. I'm gonna
at that Nick Award and tell me what it looks like.
I want y'all to know y'all are responsible for me eating a whole half of things of Rolaids because y'all got my stomach. My stomach is jacked up right now.
This dude is a straight creep.
I later for
Somebody
this
said, look at what that Nick Award looks like. It's stupid.
What is
a hot dog?
The hot dog, whatever the hell it's supposed to be. I don't know what award that is. It says Dan Snyder, Nickelodeon Parts Ways, Controversy. Yeah, that's what they're talking about.
The blimp. That's their blimp. But that represents.
Yeah, that's the blimp. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's a blimp.
Yeah, man.
That's probably what they meant.
He's a blimp. Yeah.
No, it's not that he's a blimp. It represents a penis. That's what the blimp means.
Maybe that's what they're talking about then.
That's what they're talking about. Yeah, because he said how did it play sight. And this guy, I mean, bro, he was living out his fantasy through these children. Honestly, let's be honest, call it what it is. That's what they were at the time.
I want the parents front and center. That's what I want.
And that's the issue. The parents are sitting back counting their checks. So this is how, Shirley Temple said it. This is how they do. They go to the parents, and
there can't be.
They go to the
nobody.
parents, and they say, I told you. I guess I told my brother I took my daughter to to like a
Oh yeah,
church.
yeah.
What?
You know, like so I took my daughter to like this when she was younger. She was like 4, 5. So
Right.
they were like, you know,
She's about
and
5, yeah.
yeah, like 5. And it was like over in the hotel in Orlando. They were like they were looking for they were trying to develop
You know, kids. You know, they do the search for like
kindergarten,
kids to
you know,
be put on
young
to
kids,
be
this, that,
put
and
on
other,
stuff.
right?
Yeah.
So I'm like models, young for for commercials, this, that, stuff,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Nickelodeon.
yeah,
Nickelodeon
no,
is
I'm
one of
like
their
I'm gonna take my
clients.
I'm gonna take my and they put up all the clients they've had, so Pampers, this, that, and the third, Toys R Us, blah blah blah, Nickelodeon, of course. So I said I'm gonna take my daughter down there, whatever. So I take my daughter down, and then like back at this age, she was a little shy, like in front of people, but they were like, oh, they loved her look. So they were like, "Oh man, I love her looks." And they took her there. They spoke to her. Hey, how are you, patient? Blah blah blah. So then they were like, "So we're gonna take some photos now." Now the initial photos, they let you sit there and everything, right? They got to draw you in. They
Right.
sit there, just stand there. So they're taking the pictures of her, right? So they're like, "Oh, if you want to sit next to her, if you want to hold her on a couple of pictures, just to get her used to the camera." So they take their pictures. So they're like, okay, so we're gonna be calling back, the people who we're interested in, going to the waiting room, right? And then it's once we finish with everybody, we're gonna be doing callbacks, right? So I go sit in the waiting room. I'm thinking I'm scheduled to sit there. I'm like, I got at least 2 hours. I'm thinking 20 minutes. What's this sounds like a ploy anyway. You told me it's going to be about 2 hours. 20 minutes. They probably say this line to everybody. Oh yeah, you want to come into the room and talk or whatever, right? I know we're gonna want to wait, but we think your daughter has a lot of potential, right? So I'm like, oh great, Mary John. We think your daughter has a lot of potential. We like her look, this, and the third, right? So now we're gonna be doing second shots. This one we want to be a little more independent. We want to be a little more independent, right? So then she goes, Anna here is going to take patients to the second floor. I said, whoa. Anna? Where did she come from? This is the first time I heard the name Anna all day. She pops out of nowhere, and she's like holding her hand out like to take my daughter to the second floor of the hotel. I was like, oh nah. You're not taking my daughter anywhere. Right? It's all of the parents are with nah. I said nah. All of the parents are what? I said there ain't no way. I just met you. I said my daughter. You're gonna I'm supposed to allow my daughter. It's right there. Then they try to. Mr. Clark, it's right there on the. We're on the first. It's right there on the second. It's right above us on the second floor. Room 2. Nah. You take my daughter's hand. I'll never see my child again. Nope. And then they'll be acting like, oh, what are you talking about? Oh,
what are you talking about?
My daughter.
We brought her back to you. We brought her back down
We don't
here.
know what he's talking about. Nah, man. I said, nah, give me my kid, man. Nah, kid, I'm out of here. My kid. They talk about some Anna here is gonna take her to the second floor and get her fixed up. I was like, okay, what room? I said, because I'm gonna go. What room? Oh no, the parents are all the parents of the call. I was like, first of all, how'd you make that decision so quick? Y'all said it was gonna be like 2 hours. Oh, we just think she has a lot of potential. We didn't need the entire 2 hours. She's definitely one of the best ones. Nah, I'm all right.
Okay, she could be one of the best ones with me in the room with her. So
right.
Exactly.
Ashanti, absolutely not. What Ashanti said when they said, and it's funny. Ashanti just said absolutely not in the room, and then Ashanti the singer said that absolutely not.
Yeah, exactly. No, that ain't happening. Like, what's going on in the second floor? What's
right?
that all about?
What's going up there? You'll take them up there, and they're going to be somebody else waiting to take them all and sack them away in some van.
Oh, Kelly.
Nah, yeah.
Right.
Human trafficking at its best, at its finest. Take them right out of your hotel where you still sitting there like, well, what's taking them so long?
Oh, it's been a while. Yeah, how long has it been?
Twiddling your thumbs. You don't know what room they
and then they come back with
Right.
a cocky. They come back with a cockamamie story about, we took her down to
sent her down.
so-and-so. We sent her back down here.
Yeah.
We haven't seen her. We sent her
We
back
sent
down.
her back down with Anna. Anna ain't nowhere
And that's
to be found.
where, at that point, see, not only is
That's
my
when the whole hotel
daughter missing, but now I'm sitting in jail for killing somebody. So,
Right.
that's
right.
That's,
Sexy said hush money seems to win sometimes. Yeah, because she told the story.
Hush money wins
Shirley
more
Temple
than
again.
it should.
A lot of
More
times,
than it should.
Shirley Temple told the story. She said somebody asked them. They said, "How?" Because you got to remember, all of these child stars, their parents signed the contract. They can't sign the contract.
Yeah, exactly.
So they're not old enough to sign the contract. So their parents are the ones signing them off, sending them to Hollywood. So Shirley Temple said, well, picture this. You have a family, you got 8, 9 kids in the family, 5 or 6 of them are sharing a room. Your dad works a job, or your mother works 2 jobs, and they come to you and say, we have a lot of faith in your daughter, but we got to bring her to Hollywood. That's where the studios are to get it started. We're going to give you we're going to send you here a check for $200,000 so you can tie up all your loose ends and then meet us in Hollywood in a month.
She said, nigga, I can handle my affairs from there. We all get on the plane together. What are you talking about?
And she said, and they got the check in their hand. She said, what do you think a struggling family most of the time is going to do?
You want me to tell you what happened in the Hewley Davis family? We would have all been on the motherfucking plane. Excuse my language. Because my mama and my Marine dad would have been like, "Thank you for the check."
Thanks for the check.
Yeah.
I took that 200,000.
Not there.
That's true though. If you just gave me $200,000, I can handle my affairs from over there.
In 1978, you gave Ann and Edward Davis $200,000. Guess what? What affairs? Our affairs are all in Los Angeles. Let's go.
Right.
Yeah.
Because whatever house I'm renting here, I'm about to leave it as is.
Yeah. Yeah, as is. I'm walking out the door. But see, that's the problem. But like you said, unfortunately, a lot of these struggling families, they take the money. That's a lot of money for them.
We're gonna give you Anna here is gonna be responsible. We're gonna give you Anna's number. We're gonna give you the hotel she'll be staying at. We're gonna rent a house. We'll give you the house. And then the parents sitting there, honey, they're giving us all the numbers.
Yeah,
and then they sit there and convince each other what could happen. We got all.
When does your conscience wake up to be like, nigga, what you doing?
Yeah, well, that's what they think. They're always thinking about what it is. I mean, it's just like
the money.
It's the money. It's a whole, it's a whole different scenario. But I'm just saying, when you think about the movie Indecent Proposal, where he offered the $1 million to sleep with the wife, and he immediately turns it down, and then they're laying in bed, basically talking about it, trying to convince each other, if she should do it or not. Yeah, right. It's the same thing. When you're faced with a lot of money,
waiting for the other one to tell them, hell no,
right,
not gonna do it. He's waiting for her to say, I don't want to do that. The money ain't worth it. She's waiting for him to say, hell no, I'm not giving up my wife for no amount of money. Neither one of them are saying it. They're both thinking about what we could do with $1 million. All our problems would be over.
Listen, $1 million, I can forget about. I can forget about you. No, I can't. Sorry, because guess what? You gonna wake up one morning and I'm gonna have all of it, and you gonna have the memory of you went out there and did what you did, and thank you for the paper.
Well,
Talk to you later.
that's what I'm saying. You know, but that's the thing. When you faced with money and you have money issues, these
That's
people
what it
make
is.
real bad decisions,
but
man.
Wes, again, when does your morality kick in? I do not care. And maybe I'm just speaking from my perspective, and it's wrong for me to just speak from my perspective, but I have been jammed up in my life financially, jammed up.
Everyone has, you know, but
Yeah.
it's all about
And
morals and
I
how
have
you
listen, and
how you handle it.
I have been offered like, yo, all you gotta do this quick Greyhound.
Yeah.
And you know what
Me
I thought
too.
about? Well, you know what I thought about? What's waiting for me when I get to Virginia?
Right.
Am I coming back home to see my kid?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
When does your
it's all
morality?
about
Some
it's all
point, your
about
morality needs to kick
the
in.
morality. It's all about that, and but that's the thing. Obviously, these people didn't have none of that stuff, so we can't use ourselves as examples. We already know what the answer is to that, but.
Right.
As you could see,
No,
especially with these Hollywood
see, that's
situations,
easy. That's easy. That makes it easy for me to understand that they are pieces of crap.
Right.
They're terrible.
I mean, you look at another situation, but same thing. Look at Tina Turner's mother. She knows Ike was beating the shit out of Tina.
Yeah.
Right? That's your daughter.
Yeah.
Oh, just go on back to him. You know, because she's sitting up.
Yep.
Right? If she leave Ike, all that stuff she got go out the window. Oh, just go on back to him.
It up for all
He
of
loves
us.
him.
Yeah.
Well, guess
he
what?
loves you. Just go back. Y'all go back and work that out.
Let me tell you something. If that would have been my household, because I seen it happen, my mother said I'll burn it down with everybody in it. Touch
it's sad
if you want to.
It's sad that this is Ashanti says, sad that some parents think their child is something worth selling. It is sad. Like I said, they see that money and they can't they can't control themselves.
And I'm gonna tell you something.
And like Heaven Hollywood pointed out, they sit there and talk themselves into it. But we got all the numbers, we got all the contacts.
What could happen?
We could call it this. What could really happen? You know, we're gonna be there in a month. They're gonna send the money up front. We send her. We'll be there in a month, and everything will be good. We'll be able to watch over her. Yeah.
And you know what? I'm gonna take back what I said. I'm gonna take back what I said for one reason and one reason only. Because some of these parents are pieces of turds, but some of them fall under the category of what I always talk about. That was an age of innocence. You're not thinking like why would this grown adult abuse? Like the last thing you're thinking is my child is I'm sending my child off with a predator.
Right. Yeah. But that, you know, and that's what Shirley Temple said. And when you think about it, a lot of these kids, with these, when you look at kids like Gary, and when I start thinking about him, I get super emotional. When you start thinking like kids like Gary Coleman, right?
Right. Who just got screwed over by his parents.
And so many, and it happens in Hollywood a lot. Like these kids are funding their entire family's lifestyle, and then they turn 18 and they got nothing.
Yeah.
Britney Spears is just getting her money.
Yep. And she don't even have what she should have. Gary Coleman was making back in the late 70s or early 80s when he was 9-10 years old. He was making $60,000 an episode, right? When he was a 10-year-old kid. He was making $60,000. First he started out making 50, then it went to 60. He had about 5 or 6 seasons of Different Strokes. When he turned 18, he went to his account and he had nothing. Nothing out of all that money this dude made.
60 grand an episode, and he started Different Strokes when he was what?
Like 5
he was
or 6 years. He was like 12, 13 years old. So
yeah,
when they went to like 17, when his voice started changing, and they had to end the show because he was no longer that cute little kid.
Right.
You know,
and times that by what? 12 episodes? 10 episodes?
Right. 10, 12 episodes. And even back then, it may have even the seasons were longer than 10 episodes.
Yeah.
Back then, season.
Yeah. Oh, they were a lot.
This guy was. I'm gonna get upset. This guy was working as a security guard. People laughing at him.
Yeah.
Let me tell you
Just
something.
ridiculous.
If you don't,
ridiculous.
If you're within the sound of our voice right now, and you're not when this show is over, if you're not walking out to go and have an, excuse me for saying what I'm about to say, but if you don't have a better appreciation for your kids, fuck you.
No, it's true. And it's like, how can you even bring yourself to do that to your child? And the person is out there making the money for you, like you just said, basically supporting the entire family.
You get 10% of that. Why can't you live off of that? You get,
and I'm sure they got more than that. You know, he probably was very generous. I'm sure they got more than that. You know what I'm saying? So this is what I'm talking about, man. These parents,
they play a big part in it. They play a big part in it. So no wonder their kids are off in Hollywood getting abused. All they care about is they're sending them money. They want to live. They want to live vicariously, and most of the time, don't let the parent be a failed person of what their child is doing. Like you know, Joe Jackson.
And they got to vicariously live through them.
So now he's gonna live vicariously through the Jackson 5. Shirley Temple's mom was a failed actress, so she's gonna live vicariously through Shirley Temple.
Yeah,
you know, so if that makes it even worse.
And
181 episodes, Different Strokes had 181 episodes.
And he was working as a security guard by the time he was 30 years
old. Do you know what that's like? Do you know what that's like? And the only reason why this is fucking with me right now is because I know somebody right now, and I'm not gonna put their business out on Front Street, but god damn it, their parents used their social security number when they were kids. And right now, as an adult, as a college fucking graduate, this nigga can't do shit.
Yeah.
Nope.
Can't do nothing.
It amounts to the same thing. Y'all out here putting light bills in your kid's name. You out here putting credit. If you ain't putting credit cards in your kid's name to help build their credit up before they leave to go to college, you don't need to be putting no damn credit cards in no kid's name.
Right.
Nope. Yeah.
You don't need to be sending your kids off talking about, oh, they going to record a demo. They gave me $500.
Yeah. Money is given out through the court itemized list. Yeah, I mean it is so much. I can't even say the number that he earned at $60,000 at 181 episodes. 60,000 an episode. It's somewhere in 108. So it's in the millions, obviously. Millions of dollars.
I'm sorry, but how are you? How is it? This got me fucked up right now.
Yeah, it's over $100 million.
Every time I talk about Gary Coleman, I can't even finish the conversation.
It's just it's crazy because this is a gentleman that we grew up watching the shows. And you know, so and just when you think about
he's part of your childhood.
Right, he grew. It's part of your childhood, and you think about that, and of course, why it affects you. It only affects you because you can't fathom being treated like that, and you can't fathom treating your child like that, to the point where, but money is a damn thing, man, and people obviously lose their minds. You know, there's a lot of things lost over money. Minds,
Right.
lives, relationships,
Yep.
all types of things are lost over money. You know what I mean? So yeah, messing up your kids exactly. So it's still a money thing. It's still, it says some because parents are the biggest bullies in your life. That's very profound what you just
Listen,
said.
listen,
That is
listen,
that is
listen,
yeah.
listen.
That's
A
what they
number
said.
one biggest
Yeah.
bullies in your life.
They
But
said
but
parents are the
but but
biggest
see,
bullies
there's
in
a
your life.
difference. Are they bullying to nurture, or are they bullying you to beat you so that you don't have a better life than they have?
Right.
Right.
No, depends. Yeah. Exactly. And
Me, because
I
I'm a
get
bully, like he said at first. I'm a bully. I bully my daughter, like I admit, but I bully my daughter for the good, for the to keep to keep things away, to keep her out of any sort of issues, to keep her away from this crazy world that she's living in. So I always come in, and it's just to a point where
prepare her
her
for the
her
world.
mother's like, why is she uh scared of you? But she's not scared. Like I come in, and then she's like, because I'll say, what are you doing? Like if she's over in the corner, she may not even be doing nothing. But if she's over in the corner and she's on her tablet and she's too quiet for a certain amount of time, I'm coming in like, what are you doing? Let me see your tablet.
Yeah.
And then she
Right.
starts
But you know
getting
what?
upset because she's
But
like,
you know what? But
she's
you
like,
know what that presents? That presents an echo. Because when she turns 25, 26, and she's about to do something stupid, immediately your voice is gonna be like, "What are you doing?"
Right, exactly. That's gonna be in her mind. And yeah, and like you said, it's something that's going to stick with them when they get older. And when you say like afraid, it's not even afraid. It's a certain, there's two different types of fear, right? You can fear a person because you're just terrified of them because of what they do to
There's
you. But you're
reverential.
not right. And the rest of it is more like repercussions,
feeling for
the
respect.
respect. So it's like I'm afraid of what the repercussions are. You know what I'm saying? If I do this, I know my father, whoever is disciplining you, this could happen. It's not per se, I'm afraid of my father. I mean, some are because the father may just beat them mercilessly, but it goes differently. But that's a whole nother show topic. But
Right.
the bottom line is to kind of wrap it all up, going back to where we started with Miss McCurdy, it's very unfortunate that she has to name her book the way she had to name it.
Right.
That says a mouthful right there. And how can you not, people who read in it, because it's like, that's a bold title. Yeah, it's more than a bold title. It's her truth. And
I give her a lot of credit. I give her a lot of credit for not, it's so easy for people to say, I ain't messing with this no more when they're okay. But then she got to a point where she didn't have, her money had dwindled down. She was pretty much living on the street almost, and she still never wavered. Now will
she
that
didn't go back to
continue?
it.
Well, now that she done got the book out, and from what I'm hearing, it's gonna probably be, it's sold out like
it's gonna be
quick.
a bestseller.
Yeah, it's gonna be
it's
a
gonna be a
bestseller.
bestseller.
So
But
this
it's called
maybe
karma. It's called karma. Her karma
Yeah.
is coming back to her.
right.
Yeah.
Because
on
like
the good
I said, like I
side.
said like I said in the beginning when we started talking about this, who is a publisher to tell me my truth?
Right.
Yeah.
You're not gonna tell me. Listen, yes,
Don't name this.
mother.
Yeah.
Oh, because America has made the term mother into this thing of nurturer, bearer of life.
Please.
Listen.
Yeah, they are to a degree, but sometimes they're just a the ride. They're just the ride to humanity.
Right. They want to be their daughter. Like they want to, a lot of them now. You see, I'm like, are they the mother or the kid? They out there. I see it on Instagram. Like I'll see
seeing in real life. I've dealt with people like that. I've dealt with artists, dealt with actors.
The mother wants to be the daughter. Like now that the daughter is come of age, you want to try to go back in and be in the mix.
It's the same thing with men with their sons, and they want these men want to get in and start hitting some of these young women, or some of these young people that the son is hitting. You get taking these sons up just like Monkey Suit Dennis.
Let me tell you
Monkey
something.
Suit Dennis, Super Reno, Drake's father.
This is the one thing I don't. This is the one thing I don't understand, and I will never understand it. And Wes, you and Ralph get on me about this all the time. When I see Megan Good, I see my daughter. I can't look at her in any other way. There
I'll
are
I'll look at it another way for you, but go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. I'll handle that.
Listen, and more power to you. I'm not knocking what nobody else does, but in my mind, I have fixed that this girl, this young lady, this young woman was when my daughter was a baby when she was before. I think she was 14 when she was performing, when she was in Mississippi Masala, whatever that name of that movie was that she was in with Samuel L. Jackson. That was the first movie I ever saw her in. And from that point forward, it messed me up across the board. Like I've been in cars with people and they'd be like, damn, look at the ass on that one. And I could look at their whole body structure and be like, that's an 18-year-old. What the fuck are you doing?
Right.
I can't even I
kind of have that same thing with Paige Heard, because I remember more so for Paige Heard for me, because I actually interacted with Paige Heard. Like, we used to actually be friends in social media and we interacted. Matter of fact, Paige Heard actually, she said my son was attractive, right? Because they're about the same age, and she's a little older than him, but still. The point is, Paige Heard's a grown woman now. She's probably almost 30. You know what I mean? So I kind of feel that way with her, because when I interacted with her, she was still young. You know what I mean? So I'm like, okay. And I know my interaction with her was innocent. So it's like, I can't think about it. You know what I mean? And whatever. People can say it, but I don't knock people that look at Paige Heard now and say, "Oh, she's hot," or whatever the case may be.
But you know what? There's nothing wrong with acknowledging that. Hey, look, somebody looks great.
Yeah.
But when the perv vision turns on, it's like, what the? I don't. This is why I'm having such a hard I'm really having a hard time processing this episode, because now I can't look at Forrest Gump the same. I'm not gonna say his name. I'm just gonna say Forrest Gump.
Jesus Christ.
I will never look at Forrest Gump the
charade.
same. I don't care what he did. Like just like, I could have dealt without that. Like right now on my timeline, on my screen, I just finished watching the whole Angels and Demons thing. I love that. It's scrubbed now. I might even throw away my Dan Brown books.
Right.
I'm just like
Dan Brown books. Yeah,
we didn't mean to do that. We didn't mean to do that.
We didn't mean to ruin for God. I mean, it's just like I said. That was her excuse for being late. She was up all night playing charades at Tom's house.
Willingly. She's telling you I was willingly in there doing whatever I was doing.
Right. Up all night, playing charades at Atomics.
You're playing charades,
Anyway,
Kev.
Okay, I'm sorry.
yeah.
We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on
turn
from
off my
ponytail.
let me turn off my blackulator.
Yeah.
Okay, she was playing charades.
Right. That's what so she says. That's what she's playing.
That's what she's
So,
playing.
but to put a bow on it all, man, it's just people. This is a topic that could go on and on and on. We can have 2-3 shows about this.
Yep.
It's really, really a terrible thing that's been going on in Hollywood since the 1930s and probably before that. Like I said, the person I can go back to right away is Shirley Temple. We had, this was like firsthand experience through our grandfather, So, I mean, it's been going on for decades, and when will it stop? We don't know. They like I said, Millie Bobby Brown is kind of like a soft, recent version of being sexualized, stuff like that. So now it's like, if we can't sexually assault them, we'll sexualize them. It's like maybe never been.
They know that the
assaulted.
people are looking out for it, and
right.
A lot of things. So
see that.
So they try to find another way to do it.
But here's the thing. Now that messes it up for adult fans who are who are into social media, who are innocently following these people. But now you look like, especially if you're a guy, you look like I'm a huge fan of Stranger Things and Godzilla, and all the movies, the Godzilla movies she was in. I'm a huge fan of that. But now I gotta scrap everything that she's in, of anything that I might have on my timeline, because I don't want to be that guy.
Right. I feel you. I understand what you're saying. You don't want to be looked upon as, why is he why is he a fan of a child?
Yeah. Why is a 50-year-old? And meanwhile, half the country is watching Stranger Things, but they will fixate. They'll be like, well, why is a 51-year-old man even watching? Why is that even in your wheelhouse? Because it's from my childhood period.
Right. Exactly. It's from our era. It's yeah, but that's I mean, and the last thing I'll say about, because since we're talking about Millie Bobby Brown, like I said, a lot of people always talk about the and right now she just turned like 18, and she just like 18, and like I said, what that one guy who had the things about it is the way she is made up. She doesn't look 18. She looks way older, and that's
she's
that's
always
not
older. She's always
right. That's
older
not that is not by accident. That's by design. You know what I'm saying? Look at her here. You can look at her here. She don't look 18. You know what I'm saying? That she may have been 17 when she took this picture. So all these different ones. So that's what people was talking about. He's like how she dresses, how the makeup that she has on all the time. And it's been like that, it's just like, she don't look 17. And there's pictures that's even more like when she was younger, that, she had so much makeup on, you could tell like she should not have on all that makeup. Does that look like an 18-year-old to you? And I believe she was younger in this picture.
And the sad part
she was younger.
It's grown folks out here with the same amount of makeup on that don't need it on either.
They're the ones that's, and then these people who are the stylists that's making them up, and more so, like I said, with her, she hasn't, she's had her moments where some people were saying she was wearing something that shouldn't, she probably should have been wearing for her age, but a lot of times with her, it's been the way she's been made up. Right. And stuff like that. So that's I just wanted to touch on that again before we got out of here, because it's really crazy how in the show, and this is how she looks in the show at her current age. That is, because they making her look like her age in the show. This is how she looks in the show, and this is how she looks not on the show.
And what does that go to show you? the sad part is that they're stealing the innocence from these kids' lives.
Yeah,
Like
they
these
are.
kids are not,
Yep.
you know,
Like, look at these pictures here. Here she is in as as 11. On the show Stranger Things. This might have been from last season. I don't know if this was this season or last season. And then here she is here. So that's what people had an
that
issue
looks like a
with
totally
her.
different person.
Look like a totally different person. Exactly. Looks like a totally different person, and that's
Hey, makeup is witchcraft. Y'all keep
oh well,
asking
that's
questions
that's
if you
that's
want
that's
to.
how they do it. But that's like I said, man. This is it's a problem that's been going on for years, and it still goes on. And whenever someone is going to be that, I mean, that person, a young person that's appealing, may have a good personality. Millie Bobby Brown has a nice outgoing personality, stuff like that. Boy, they really, really, really milk that. They milk that, and it's just I don't know. This hey, look at this picture here. It's still there. Hey, look at this picture here. The cover of Vogue. They got her in this whatever she's in, but she's appearing to have nothing under this here. Cover of Vogue, Millie Bobby Brown.
You know,
This is this is this.
I'm ready to go out here and hug my grandbabies, man.
But there you have it, man. I mean, so coming up, in the next few weeks, we're gonna be, talking about. Well, we will talk about the Michael Jackson stuff, because his birthday. I think our show. Yeah, we have a show on his birthday, August 29th. That's Michael Jackson's birthday. We'll touch on some Michael Jackson stuff. I really want to. During that show, I'm going to mention, and it's an old interview with Brandy Jackson, who is Michael's niece, but she pointed out a lot of stuff about the Michael Jackson case and all that stuff. And then because she was doing interviews right when Leaving Neverland came out, and she did a lot of interviews, and she pointed out a lot of stuff that people just did not realize or overlooked about all those cases, and we'll get into it with that. Also, maybe not that week, but the week after, it is the 40th anniversary of The Last American Virgin.
Who cares?
Yeah, shut up, Kev. Mute your mic. Mic muted. So it's the 40th anniversary of The Last American Virgin. We will be we're planning a big show where we're going to have Diane Franklin back on, and some of the cast members, and I'm actually looking to get hopefully the director of the film to come on, and we talk, reminisce and talk about how a film that is now 40 years old, how it was able to stand the test of time and have a cult following like that. It's awesome. A lot of great in the chat room, a lot of great interactions here. So I came in late, but more controversial does not need to be. Yeah, it has to be. Things like this needs to be had. We need to talk about conversations.
Did you touch on Power?
No, I was waiting on you.
Okay.
So that'll be how we end
definitely
our show.
Gotta go do it again.
Yeah.
Oh man, Star Child was putting some was getting some good points in, and I freaking blocked them by mistake. I'm trying to get them blocked. Yeah, the stupid click. I went to show her comment, and then it flicked down too damn fast.
So as you know, you weren't blocked on purpose.
Yeah, you weren't blocked on purpose. I'm trying to
probably feeling some kind of way, like word.
Yeah, I'm trying to get her back. Stupid, man.
Yeah, I can't even see. So now I don't see none of her comments anymore.
Yeah, I gotta get her back.
So tell her to retype everything. She'll remember.
It says here.
I don't think she can hear. Hold on. It says Star Child blocked. Hold on. I gotta try to get into the community, and then we can move on. I'm trying to do that as we're going along.
So the season premiere of season 2 for Power, Raising Kanan, book 3. It came on over the weekend, and they did their so everyone's back. Kanan and the crew are back. Rock and the crew, I should say, are back. So this week, and spoiler alert for those who have not seen it, we'll try to keep as much spoilers away.
If you ain't seen it by now, that's your problem, because it came on tonight at 9
Thank you.
p.m.
Thank you. Finally.
It was on last night. It came on.
It
It come on tonight. It didn't come on tonight. It came on last night at 9.
Yeah, it came on last night. And thank you.
And if you have the app, you can see.
Yeah, and actually you had access to it at 3 a.m. So if you weren't smart enough between 3 a.m. and whenever to watch it, you missed it. Guess what? You about to watch it now verbally. So deal with it.
Yeah. So So there you go. Now the first episode back, we picks up 3 months later from where we were left off. As you remember, we were left off where they had just took over that those 2 floors in that apartment building, and they kind of set up there.
West, back up. I'm sorry, back up. You got to set the tone with who directed this episode.
Oh no, I'll get to that. I'll get to that.
Okay.
I'm just saying it picks up where. The way they set up their business from last year. Now it's 3 months later and business is booming. Kanan had to go down south to kind of get, because it was too hot in New York for him after the shooting of the Omar Epps character, who is biologically his father. And so Rock got him out of there. He went to Virginia. So now we're 3 months later, she goes back to get him, to bring him back, and she brings him back to this now, the apartment buildings. It's kind of like a mini version of the Carter from New Jack City. If you ever seen the film New Jack City, you remember the name the Carter Hotel, right? They called it. Directed by Mario Van Peebles, New Jack City. This episode was also directed by him, so he really kind of dug into his New Jack City bag and showed you how Rock was kind of almost like a female Nino Brown in a way, where she had set up this floor on the apartment building, and literally all of the fiends are lined up like it's Black Friday out there.
Right. Yo, crazy out there. Rock is out there like crack and
that's my new crush. That's my new crush.
Yeah. Bettina Miller is she's so fine. I'm sorry.
She is. And you know what? And
she's a woman, grown ass woman.
Yo, the crazy part is she is exactly 1978 to 1988 grown woman. Like
that
was like that was
real assets. Yeah. I mean, no fake assets.
I love her whole vibe, her everything about her. She just got this sexiness to her that is just won't quit.
Tasha and Monet could never.
And even her character, she's so gangster. Now this is just pictures of Patina Miller.
Take notes, Tasha.
I mean, she, but as Rock, she is a beast. She's a boss, and she's a true queen pin. All of these other ones, they try to make queen, but they the fake queen pins.
Because you see how does she keep her circle tight knit and small,
family.
Yeah. which is what people she can control. People she knows she has a measure of control.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that
Monet bringing in strangers, people she ain't never met.
Bringing in strangers.
On what's her name? Tariq. She don't know Tariq from Adam. From Adam, she don't know Tariq, and she letting Tariq in charge of her whole empire. Just met him.
I never watched the show before. I have to tune into it. It's a great show. Please tune into it. It's a great show.
Definitely.
In my opinion, this is my opinion. it is the best Power show
Other than
since
Power.
Power.
Yeah, me
Since
too.
Power.
I agree. I
In
agree.
my
And I
opinion.
did not think, and I did not start off that way. I was like, oh, it's
Right.
a timepiece. You know, I know how the story ends, you know, because
Yeah.
Kanan died. So,
Yeah.
but man, it's by far the best acting. By
Yeah.
far.
The acting in this
No,
show
wait,
is
let's slow down now. Force had some good acting in it.
yeah, but
Force
not
are
like
good,
this.
but not.
They
I
had
think
good
these
acting
are
in it,
better. I
not
think
like
they're
this.
better.
The
I think
acting
they're
in here,
better.
because you know
Well,
why?
this
You know why?
is
The child actors are good, and the
yeah,
adult actors are very
Yep.
good
yeah,
in this
and
show.
and also because it's time specific, and because
Right.
they have
Time specific.
you know what the other thing I think it is too, and it's something that 50 talked about in his interview on the Breakfast Club. He is more now the he is more now giving notes versus trying to come up like they're really the reason why the Book of Canaan is so good, Power Book 3 is so good, is because they're building up the characters have been built up for us from the
Yeah.
ground up. We literally
Well,
had to start from ground zero to a degree.
well, it depends. But see, but here's I want to counter that a little bit because all the characters other than Kanan are new from this show. Other than Kanan and Jukebox, those are the only two characters that we as Power. If you've only seen Power, you will only be familiar with Kanan
Kanan and
and
Jukebox.
Jukebox.
Right,
That's
and
it.
Jukebox.
Everyone else, all these other characters are new. They're from their past,
And if you
you get a
blink your
chance to.
eye, you miss Jukebox.
Yeah, so it's like okay, yeah, right. If Jukebox wasn't very heavily on
Right.
Power,
She's only
she was
about
in like
5
one season.
episodes. Four.
Right, of
4 or
one
5.
season, right?
Yeah.
That was the season, I guess, what, 3? Because it was after
Yeah.
he was presumed dead. He escaped. He miraculously escaped the fire, and he was healing up at Jukebox's place. So anyway, yeah, to me the show is got the best acting. And it's really tackling it like the way it should. So anyway, moving forward. So now we're here. Not even 6 was like 3 months later. Kanan's back. The cop, Omar Epps' character, the cop who is Kanan's biological father, he was shot at the end of season 1, and you didn't know if he was gonna make it or not. I felt that because he didn't die then and there that he would make it. So they come back now. Not only that, now you gotta remember that character had cancer, right? He had like terminal cancer, and he right, and he once again he got shot. So
Wes, I'm sorry, I just want to touch on that just for 1 second. I loved how they wrapped that up with a bow, like, Kanan was he was looking to get Kanan so he could get the blood marrow from him.
Right, the bone marrow. Yeah, he wanted to get the bone marrow donation from Kanan because he knew that when he found out that was his son. So that was more like his motivation, his underlining motivation to get to know Kanan, who he found out was his son. He was also knowing that it's a possibility of his life being spared because he could maybe donate a bone marrow to him. Now, because of what happened, you see in the dialogue that they did find a donor for bone marrow. He was able to get the surgery and everything while he was
again because it was a pig.
Yeah.
If it was anybody else, they wouldn't have found shit.
Right. So all of that stuff ended up. So now he's got a whole new lease on life because he not only survived the bullet wound shot, he got a new bone marrow. So now he's cancer free, he's in remission. You know what I mean? So he's gonna be cancer free. So now his character is, now any interest, you gotta wonder any interest going forward that he would have about his character. What is his motive now? Is it just to get to know Kanan?
Yeah, he got a new
Yeah,
visa. He
yeah.
got a
Just
new
just
visa
the way
on
he
life.
sounded, he's like, I got a new outlook on life, and I
Wait,
want to do things. I want to do things the right way now. You know what I
but
mean?
here's the thing. I want to do things the right way. So that means, and this is just me talking. This is me foreshadowing. Him saying he want to do things the right way, meaning I'm gonna pop this chick the right way, and Kanan gonna find out that I'm his dad, but I'm gonna make him shoot her.
Well, it's very possible. Very possible.
I guarantee you. I guarantee you, Kanan is gonna find out that Rock set him up. Well,
This
not
is what
set
I was
him up.
talking to Wes about.
Put him in a position to kill his father. And deep down inside, I can't remember which episodes, but I remember him mentioning him asking her about her dad. And he thinks that his dad is this whole other drug dealer. Meanwhile, his father is right here. And he could touch his father. And now you're going to take that from him? A Rock getting a bullet. I'm letting y'all in my Stephen A. Smith voice. Rock getting a bullet.
Yeah,
I think that because he, I'm just judging from watching episode 1, the way he was talking, and the partner knows that he didn't forget everything. Now, this dude, what he's going to do, he is going to at some point let Kanan know that he's his father. He's going to let him know that I know you shot me.
Yeah.
But I'm not turning you in.
Because I know your mother made you do it.
Yeah. Didn't I say that earlier? He's going to tell him, and I believe when they met face to face, I guarantee you next week, Detective Howard tells her, I know you had Kanan do that. Because I looked in his eyes and he didn't look like he wanted to do it. He said, but I can tell you, I guarantee, I can tell. Watch, next week, he's going to tell her that.
Yeah.
He's going to tell her that. And he's not going to turn Kanan in. Kanan's going to have to want to ask him, why are you not, I tried, why are you not turning me in? And I think he's going to tell it, and then Kanan's going to be taken back like, you tried to set me up to kill my father, and you know he's my father. And you trying to, and how are you protecting me? You're protecting you. Rock, everything that Rock, that's the one thing about Rock, everything that Rock, she tries to make it like she's doing it for Kanan. She pretends everything she is doing, she's doing for herself.
No.
She's not doing for Kanan. And and like I told Wes earlier, the funny thing is, this just goes back to my original point. This boy pretty much sat her down and basically told her he's scared. He don't want to be in this life.
Listen. What
she manipulates him back in. Says talk to me, right? Says talk to me. After he tells her from his heart, I don't think this is me. She manipulates him back with a totally different conversation. Rock is good at manipulating.
Yep. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. With that manipulation, though, and I like it. This comes from 50's commentary in his when he speaks during his audio. When he speaks, what did he say? He said, when you pop somebody, it's not usually the first time. It may not be the second time, but it might be the third time. And at that third time is when you don't feel nothing at all.
Yeah, right. He says you do it enough times. You just the only way it was something along the lines of the only way you get used to it is to keep doing it, basically.
He's popped what anymore. 2 people so far, or was that the first?
He got homeboy in the beginning.
Right?
Yeah,
right. So he's got 2 now.
Yeah. But well, he don't got a body, but he got a
he got one body.
$120. Yeah, that's his body.
He got one body. She's using the
Right.
emotional
That's
motherly
what I'm saying.
blackmail. Yep, that's exactly what she's using.
The
Yeah.
emotional motherly black.
Yep.
Yep.
That's exactly what she's using. And the
Welcome
funny
back,
thing
Star
is,
Child. We
right,
love your takes.
the funny thing that brings me back to is this dude don't want to be in the game, right? Rock basically tells him he can't get out. Lou don't want to be in the game. Rock basically tells him you ain't getting out.
Getting out. But
you
here's
got
the thing.
you got hold on. You got the what's her name? What's the daughter's name that went off on Monet? Ma, I want to go to school,
Yeah.
Ma. She don't allow her to get out the game. None of these parents don't want their kids, and don't all these parents want their kids selling drugs, except for Ghost, and he was the one considered the bad parent.
Yeah, and
Ghost
villainized
is the
and
only
killed.
one who did not want his son in the drug life, and
Nope.
everybody said because he cheated on his wife, he was the bad parent. And he's the only one that didn't want his kid selling drugs.
Fault.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Tasha is holding secrets about who Tariq Daddy really is. But that's a conversation for another day.
That's a whole conversation for another day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
Power theories.
Tasha's sending off Tariq to kill an innocent woman. He tried. Remember, she sent him to kill that detective.
The witness, right? The detective,
one that pretty much saved her.
Yeah, and it saved her life, and the witness. Remember,
the one who just bought her daughter.
Yeah, her too. But remember, also there was a witness.
The witness that was working with her.
There was a witness. Right, there was that witness, and he sent her. She sent him to that woman's house to kill her.
Mm-hmm.
Witness. Yep. Exactly.
and here's the other thing. Here's the thing that Kanan said though. Kanan said he said from his own mouth, I'm not built for this. But he told Jukebox, how am I gonna get out and do my own thing?
Yeah.
And build my own.
Right. But if you seen that show last night, this dude wanted to stay in Virginia and play video games. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He wanted to stay in Virginia because he felt like, you know what? All this other stuff, you know what I mean? Now, I'm not saying she would have eventually changed her mind, but to her defense, originally Rock told him go to school. Remember, she had sent him away. He was the one who said, I want to do this.
Yeah.
So she did originally tell him, no, she sent him to that school downtown or whatever. He's got a real good education, so on and so. So he was the one who said originally he wanted to do that. Now that his brain don't caught up with his mouth, now he don't want to do it no more.
Because he got, but you gotta. Oh, you know what? And I take that back. He got two bodies because he got Jukebox girlfriend killed because he fucked up the.
He cooked it bad. So I mean, if that's the case, there's a couple bodies because a few of them crackheads was out. He didn't know how to cook.
He got Nicole killed. That was messed up. I'm gonna give him a part of credit, and I have to not the credit. I'm giving part of blame, and I'm giving Diddy's stepson part of the blame because he was the one who first, because he was trying to fuck. Let's just keep it honest. He was trying to fuck that white chick. He was the first one who gave her a hit of that lace. Shit that got her hooked on it. He laced her weed with whatever the hell with that.
It was angel dust.
That angel dust, and that's what got her hooked on it. That's why she tried it anyway. You know what I mean, when she saw it in Jukeboxes, because she would feed him for that feeling again, and when she saw it in Jukebox's pocket, she
thought that's what it was.
Laverne, what is this? She just went right there and hit it.
Yeah,
just
that's
like
true. They said
a white
it's all
girl.
Tasha's fault. She she seeded the whole entire thing just because she didn't want Ghost to become a better man.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
he was
but
in a
right,
range.
but
Yep.
everybody talk about Tasha's the one. Nah, man.
Yeah, go.
I've always said that last quote that was just quoted from whoever that was who just said that is 100% correct because Tasha did not want. That's why she wanted to keep him in the game, keep him on her level, keep him on a level that she can control. Where he is trying to be out here and go, he thinking further.
Right, and he wants to look because if his parents was to do that, he's gonna look to them for guidance, just like he did. Teach me the mother effing game, Ghost, and all this other stuff. He's saying, Ghost, the only one don't want his son involved in that nonsense. And what does he get? A bullet to the chest from his son.
and his wife,
thanks a lot.
His wife is teaching him trying to teach him how to sell drugs.
Show him how to break it down.
Yeah, broke it down. Have him selling drugs. She's selling drugs out of a daycare. Tasha's a piece of garbage.
Yeah, Tasha's a piece of garbage.
They were you know what I'm saying? You got your son moving coke and pills
out of a college. Come on, man.
College of all places, right there. So back to Raising Kanan. Speaking of, so Tasha, when it comes to that, that's the one thing that her and Rock got in common as far as that goes.
They selfish.
Selfish. Nothing else other than that. Rock is just all the way gangster.
Totally it's all about my babies. It's all about my babies.
Yeah.
Until let them come up short.
He said, "Let them come up short." Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. When I
watch
this
Kenya,
show,
you have to watch it. You have to watch it.
When I watch this show, I have to say there are moments where I think Rock is just gonna pop one of her brothers or something like that. There's moments where I think she's gonna do something to harm one of her brothers. Just even in this episode.
What she said to Lou? Oh man, what she said to Lou?
She said he's like, well, you making any money on that record label? Well,
that's a hobby.
He said, well, it's a new business. She said, that ain't no business. If it don't make no money, it ain't a business. It's a hobby, nigga. And then you letting your hobby interfere with our business.
You running the 40. Like I said, you running the 40.
Like I said, you gonna run the 40s.
And what he say? And what he say after that? Punk ass. He said nothing. He sat there with his mouth shut. Again, it's the level of control because because Rock is a loose. As much as people don't realize it, she is a loose cannon.
She is.
Like she can off the cuff be like, you know what? It's bad for business, but that nigga disappear that nigga right there.
Yeah.
Because I told you, stay away from your mom's poker games, but you ain't listen to me.
Right. Yeah, she don't like that. You questioning me.
Once she tells you something, she wants you to do that. Like she done told Lou, all right, now Lou, this is about the second time she told you to quit that record company. She got to tell you one more time. It might be the last.
Might be the last time.
Might be the last time you hear the word record company.
Oh my God!
But see, here's the thing. What I love about that and him is the fact of how, and I don't know how, because they didn't really say it, but they showed it.
He's like my favorite character, by the way.
How he separated his business from the game. So if they come after him, they ain't taking nothing.
Yeah, he didn't use none of his drug money to fund his business like that. Like you could tell he doesn't put all of his drug money in there or whatever. Because if that was the case, he
probably, I guarantee you, he's probably washing his money through there. And if Rock was smart, she would do the same thing. But she ain't. So
she's about something. You get the money from me, nigga. That's our record label.
That's our record, yeah. So Sexy 60 says my nephew has played in several episodes, unsure which ones. I've never watched. He doesn't know. So yeah, that's
Oh
cool.
man,
That's awesome. Congratulations to your nephew.
find out
You
which
know,
one. You need to watch your nephew.
yeah, you need to be watching and check support.
That's a big
I
deal.
hope he, I
That
hope he
show
didn't
was
get.
big time
I hope he
ratings.
didn't get shot in episode 2
Yeah, she said it was in a
last
few
season.
episodes.
Oh
I know
well,
last
baby.
season. She said
Oh,
he's been in
There you go.
several episodes, so several.
Nice.
Your
ooh.
nephew wasn't
Congratulations
buck
to him,
20, was
young brother coming
it?
up. That's what's
Yeah,
up.
that's what's up. Yeah, but that's so basically now what we're faced with. What you know, episode 1, it wasn't very. It was kind of
Yeah, it's a
slow. It
little
wasn't very.
underwhelming for me,
Yeah, it was a little underwhelming for
especially waiting so long.
a season premiere. But what they did do was pick up exactly pretty much where they left off,
Right,
and they
right.
kind of had to tell you what was going on in that 3 months because they time jumped. So when
Yeah.
you do a time jump, you have to find a way either through dialogue or flashbacks how to explain to you what happened. You know what I'm saying? So that's just something that's just that's good filmmaking and writing. You
Like,
can't
but what
just
I
do a
don't like
time jump.
is the lazy writing. Her sleeping
yeah.
like that. Like, who didn't see that coming? Her sleeping with the studio. And granted, I didn't see it
Right.
coming, but it
Well, I
happened.
mean, yeah.
And-
I mean,
and-
that's her sleep. You talking about the
Yeah,
Lou's girl?
I saw that coming.
I kind of saw that coming because that dude was trying to
because
hit everything.
he was trying to hit since season 1.
Right.
Yeah.
He was trying to so now he obviously
and then
promised her
Lou,
stuff.
I'm going to cut you off, but then Lou meets the other girl. He's fighting with his girl. You know what I mean? So you could kind
So
of
you
see
know
it
what's going to happen there too.
Yeah,
You know
I
that.
hate that. I just what I hope what I'm hoping is I hope they progress that storyline slowly and don't force it just to give us filler because that's what it feels like. Just because that whole sex scene was out of the blue.
Right.
Yeah, I mean it literally, them showing, but these are all of the things that you gotta remember though. We're catching up from 3 months.
Again, yep.
So this is all stuff that happened within
Right.
those
That's
3
why
months.
he said, "What do you think Lou would know
Yeah.
would do if he found out?" So they've probably been doing this for 3 months.
Wow, yeah, for the last 3 months. So now we're catching up with people. We saw that when she met up with I don't know, I call him the Wish version of what's his face? What's his name? Oh man, what's his name? Shamar Moore. I said that he's the Wish version of Shamar Moore.
He's the poor man Shamar Moore.
As I said, the Walmart Shamar Moore.
I'll tell you right now, if I was him, that poor, what's his name? Sankovic. What's the dude that started with a Symphony? Poor guy. This dude is just so whipped, and Rock just treats the dude like crap.
But you know what? No, not so fast. Not so fast because he's my kind of player. He knows what's going on, and here's the thing. He knows Rock is a hard ass, and he knows she's a loose cannon.
Right.
So that's why he's able to be that stability of I'll cover for you. What's good? What's good? Oh, you need me to handle that? I got you.
Right.
You need him to go? I got you. So he's going to do that, but he's doing it in efforts that are kind of futile because Rock ain't gonna never submit to loving you. Like it's never gonna happen, dude. Like, but he knows that. But he's trying to set it up to be like when it fails, Walmart Shamar Moore is setting up so when it fails, and Rock comes to lean on him, and he gonna be like, "Nah, enough is enough." I
got a question for both y'all. That's a good point you brought up. Now, would you bringing that point up, and you say, I see a lot of people in some of the comments saying, I don't know, I don't trust Symphony. There's a lot. Have the thought came across your mind that, you know what, Symphony might not be as as sprung or whipped or love as he think. You think that he could ever be an op?
I never thought he could be an op, but I did think he could be a plant. But then I thought about it, the way they were writing the script, it didn't make sense because of the opportunities. He was putting him. Yeah. He was doing the numero uno thing that they tell you not to do, as a UC. Never get personal. He's getting
Right.
ultra personal.
He's getting sober. Now, did they not mention they? All right. If I don't know if anyone you caught this because I don't remember from last season, but from this last episode, one of the cops said to Omar Epps when he visited the precinct, he said, "I got a CI in the room." I could have sworn he said the word CI, and he was referring to the guy with the eye patch. So
yeah,
is he a CI?
I think he was last season. I don't think he is anymore.
If it's only been 3 months, he's still a CI.
Wait a minute, what's a CI?
Listen, well, I don't.
What's a CI?
Listen,
a CI is an informant. That's an informant.
Confidential
for the
informant.
police.
That's what.
Well,
CI
maybe
means.
once he got
Confidential
arrested,
informant.
maybe not. Maybe
they made him a
snitching.
CI. So oh my God, when Rock find that out, he's good as dead.
But see, that's what I'm saying. You already messing up because you at the car game. What she tell you not to be?
She told you
not to go there. Now you making the spot hot. So now I'm looking at you sideways because who's spending too much time at the jail? But see now, if Rock is smart, Rock got dudes watching dudes. If she's as cutthroat as I think she is, and as loose as she is, she got dudes watching.
I wonder
dudes.
would she have Kanan kill his friend?
Yeah,
maybe. Yeah, I'm sure she might.
Find out he a snitch.
If I heard that correctly, that guy referred to him as a CI. He said, "I got a CI situation in this room."
Now I got to go back and look at the room because who else was in the room?
His mother was in the room with him. He had the guy and I think it looked like his mother because they're just after they arrested them.
Hey, but you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna tell you who it is. It's the mother. You know why? Because the mother was the last one they put hands on and took out. Because remember the first thing she said, "Let my son go," and they snatched him up along with everybody else, and then they pulled her. So what we gonna find out probably next episode is one of them is gonna get pulled to the side. Somebody from that card game is gonna get pulled to the side, and that's gonna be your snitch.
So we'll see. We'll see how that works
that's
out.
That's gonna be your dead man walking.
Right.
Find out
because it's a wrap. So now, obviously, this is the first episode, and pretty much rounding out that episode was pretty much where, like we said, the cop got out of the hospital. Then Kanan's already spotted him. And he's been looking. I'm like, come on, you're a terrible cop. How you gonna let this kid spot you?
Going around there, now Kanan sees you. What if Kanan wanted him to kill you again?
He wanted to be seen.
He wanted to be
slow on purpose.
He wanted to be seen. So now, like you said, Heaven, that kind of drives home the whole thing of, yeah, I know you shot me, but I ain't gonna turn you in. You know what I mean? And he's gonna be like, well, why? And that gives him an opening to tell him why. But so the episode ends. Well, we should talk about Marvin real quick. Marvin is just pretty much, and like I said, you're just catching up with everything from last season. You know that Marvin was arrested, whatever. He had to do community service. He goes and does his community service, anger management. Runs into a chick there who's the leader or whatever.
Who he will end up smashing. He will
end up smashing.
More BS filler. And actually that's gonna turn into a situation because she gonna tell him to make a choice, and he gonna have to body her to keep her quiet. Watch.
Unique comes home.
The crazy thing is he don't have a problem with killing nobody.
No, he don't.
Right.
Unique comes home, so he's out. And
now,
which
I'm glad Unique is out.
It's funny as hell. I was telling Kev off camera. I mean, off air. It's funny because I don't know who to root for in this show. Like, sometimes I root for Rock, and then I'm like, Rock is foul, and then I'm rooting for Kanan because it's his show. But then you got Unique. Sometimes I'm rooting for him. I'm like,
yeah, because he's like,
he's a
I kind
likable
of root for
character.
Unique. Like I
He's a
kind of root for
likable
Unique.
character.
I'm gonna
Joey
tell you
Badass
the only person I'm rooting for is Jukebox. You know why? Because
Mm.
Jukebox is the only one that ain't dying until later. This should be
We know
called
Jukebox making it out of this show.
this should be called Raising Thrones and not Raising Kanan.
Yeah, like Game of Thrones. Everybody getting killed. Yeah, it's eventually.
If you're Rock, who do you trust? Who do you trust more, Marvin or Lou? Because remember, Marvin, yeah, he's more loyal.
I think at the end of the day,
but Marvin isn't smart. It isn't
right.
as smart.
I think at the end of the day, she trusts Lou. That's why she's so disappointed and upset that she feels like she's losing a little control over him. I think she trusts him the most.
She cut Marvin off. He was sneaking behind her back with Kanan.
Listen, no, but see, she cut Marvin off to teach him a lesson. She didn't cut Marvin off because she wanted to cut Marvin off. That's her shooter. That's her op. She need him. You know what I'm saying? That's her shooter right there. She need when it comes time for guns on deck and bodies need to get dropped, and he's on deck.
Right,
like,
he's ready. He's
know
ready
what
for
it is
that.
with him. Right now, Homeboy is the one. The other brother is the one that's being iffy. Like, well, oh, now you don't want to run 40. What's wrong with you? You think I'm gonna put our operation in the hands of a stranger? He ain't family.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you? Who you supposed to oversee that? You doing that?
Well, he's also the oldest. He's the oldest, right? Isn't Marvin the oldest, or she's the oldest, and Marvin's the oldest brother? Yeah, Rock's the oldest, I think. I don't know if Marvin's older than her.
It's one of the other. I think
Rock.
You know what? Marvin is the oldest.
Marvin's the oldest. That's the irony behind the fact that she runs the family, but he's the oldest.
That's why last season he always felt some type of way,
right?
Because he feel like he's the oldest, but he still be making dumb decisions. That's why now you see him when he says stuff. Now what is he doing? Tapping himself in the head like, I need to think.
Right.
Yeah.
Dummy.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So going forward, we're gonna see that. It ended with Rock face to face with Omar Epps' character, and that's pretty much how it ended. So, like Kevin said, a little underwhelming, not a very exciting, like as far as action goes. But they did set up. They're setting up stuff, and I believe,
and at least
the rest of the season is going to be pretty action.
Unlike Courtney Kemp, at least they tied some things. They, tied it together. This is 3 months from now, so now you just thinking, okay, he was gone 3 months. You ain't got to worry about how long was he gone.
Exactly.
Unique's been in jail 3 months.
Yeah.
Right. Unlike when what's that boy? When Tariq is in jail. How long was he in jail?
You have no idea how long he was in. It felt like
a few hours. Like you didn't even see how long Tariq was in jail. We never saw him put on a red suit. I don't know. It's like he still has regular suit on.
He was
stay in jail a couple hours.
That's why
he never went to prison.
He never made it out.
He never made it out of
prison. The Brooklyn houses or whatever, or ship him off the Rikers. He was caught up where he was.
So now, they tied it all in, like you said. It's 3 months later, and they're showing the things. They're catching us up because we've been going
and
foreshadowing the future of episodes. So in the future of the episodes, I'll say this: we're about to wind the show down, but we all know that by the time Kanan is an adult and he reaches power, none of these people in his life anymore. Jukebox included, but then Jukebox comes in later in power. So you know that she's there until he kills her.
Who died and who went to jail?
Who went to jail? Who died? You gotta assume that everyone at least died or went to jail. It was one or the other. So now you go for, and I think about even with Famous, like where are they going with this character? He just walk around being an asshole after having one good
catch a
song.
bullet. I think
catch
Famous
one,
is gonna catch one, or Stray or whatever, or because he made that record. I think they're gonna come at you.
I was thinking about that too. It was him saying what he was saying.
F of dollar and whatever.
Yeah, for
I
quarters
think
and two dimes. Yeah,
exactly. I think they should get him.
I think they are gonna get him too. Now either that girl is going to
that girl
gonna help because she figured it out.
Which is her girlfriend. She figured it out already.
Girlfriend, yeah. She figured it out. So I believe that she's going to somehow get word back to his people. And
I think his sister's gonna snatch him up and take him to LA and get him out of there before they get to him.
She said, "Oh, we're still related. We're the same person." You just seeing double. So
I saw double.
Yeah, right. I saw double. Yeah. So who is gonna live? Who's gonna die? Who's gonna go to jail?
You ain't living. I can tell you who ain't living. Rock ain't living.
Right. Now remember, and my brother brought up a very good point. 50 said in the 50. Kanan said in the Power series, sorry I'm late. I had to go check my mom's.
Yeah.
Now, what was he saying? I had to check my mom's in jail. Check my mom's. She's not in jail.
In the cemetery.
Or check my mom's in the cemetery.
It could be either or.
Because they say that too. I had to go check them. Check. Did he say check my mom or check on my mom?
I think he said check my mom's. If I'll have to double check.
If she was alive, he would say check on my mom.
But what
check could be in jail.
Okay. So if she's not dead, you know what?
Yeah.
If she's not dead, then it's the flip side of it. He runs her out of town, and she goes back to Virginia with her sister and lives with her to live out her days and can't come back to New York.
Possibly, but I mean I'll say right now, when I go to the cemetery to see my parents, I say it all the time. I'm gonna stop by, check my mom's. I say it all the time. I go check my parents. I say that all the time, and they're down in the cemetery in Miami. So if I'm like, I'm gonna go in Miami, I'm gonna stop by, check my parents real quick, and then head to wherever. So it's very possible that check my mom's could mean I went to check out her grave. You know what I mean? Her grave.
That's an interesting take because they never expanded on that. And if I'm thinking neither one of them said, "How's she doing?" You know what I mean?
Nobody said how she. Oh yeah, how's your mom's doing?
How's your mom doing anyway?
And you know what? And that's an automatic reaction from at least one person in the room.
Right.
Like, what's good with your mom? Everything good with your mom?
What's good with your mom? Everything good?
Right.
Everything cool? Right. Yeah. So that is.
I think if she is dead, I think he's gonna kill her. I think he's gonna be the one to kill her.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. I honestly believe that bullet is coming from him. You made me shoot daddy. Yeah. So now you decided to take my life and put it in the bullet of this gun.
And he's gonna start thinking about Jukebox and what Jukebox is saying. Jukebox keeps telling him your mom was foul for doing that.
Yeah,
Lou said
it's very
what
possible.
Type of mother? What type of mother? How does so? Who does it? He said, "Who does that?"
The
seeds are planted. You tell me who is a kid. Listen. We've all been in fights here on Long Island. And we know the one thing that Long Island, and it's everywhere, but the one thing we know Long Island niggas know how to do before a fight is gas a fight. A fight could be happening 8 hours later. And what they do,
because they gassed it up.
Your mom's is foul.
Right. Yeah. But I think that Rock is gonna kill. I think she's gonna be the one to kill Omar Epps. she's gonna finally just do it herself. And I believe Kanan is gonna find out either right before she does it or
Because
right
I think
after
I
does
think
it.
Kanan is going to develop some sort of relationship with him without telling Rock.
Yeah.
I think he's going to. I think he's going to be
exactly what's
developing
going
a
to happen.
relationship,
And she's gonna
without telling
body
Rock.
him.
And she's going to body
No,
him.
no,
And
but
then
see,
I think
if she kills him, she's sealing her own fate.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
but she
gonna die
doesn't think
either
that
way.
though. God, remember that she
don't think that
raised
because she's
Kanan.
not.
She'll never think that Kanan will hurt her.
Right.
She's never gonna
And
think
she's
that
never.
Kanan will hurt her.
She's going to probably think that Kanan ain't been sneaking around with the father. Now she might find that out and come to him to check him, and he might pop her.
Right.
That's what I think is going to happen.
The downside to that, and here's why she's not going to see it coming, is because she keeps saying, "I know my baby. I know my son.
I know my baby.
Stop,
I know my
stop,
son."
stop.
That's what you say. You trying to tell me you're not
her
trying to act
sister
like you
that?
know my son more than I know him.
He gonna throw them words back at her. You said you're supposed to protect me.
Yep.
You said you had to protect. I'm telling you, it's coming back.
She told her.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Evan Hollywood and Kev. I mean, it's very likely. Only reason why I've been resistant to all of this is because I'm like, do we have to see this again? Do we have to see this same cycle in every Power show? I mean, come on. Do we have to see
his pop?
The parents is Power is the worst parents in the history of parenting.
Everybody, but nobody killed Tasha, the one who should have been the first one to get a bullet.
That's because she snaked her way through. Listen, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about Tasha. Just like, and she's just smarter. She's just smarter than what's her face. Where what's her face is solely focused. Yeah, Monet is like, yo, cracking.
Monet is the worst.
Well,
you talking about Rock?
Not Monet.
She's not smarter than Rock. Rock is just more.
Listen, her and Rock are on the same level. But Rock is so blinded by I know this one, I know that one, I know this one, I know my brother. She's so in control, she doesn't realize how much control she doesn't have. Man. And that's her downfall.
When you're in control and you're the one that is known to be in control, when something happens and goes out of your control, you don't really even want to acknowledge it. You're like, nah, this can't be happening. There's no way this person is going against me. It's never been that way. But
telling her sister, I know my son. My son is better off with me.
She says that with everybody. I know my son.
I know my son. My son is better. You know,
I agree with y'all. At the end of the day, I agree with y'all. You know, he'll probably be the one killing her. But I personally, I'm kind of tired of this same thing. Like, surprise me, give me something else. You know, I feel that what I'm going with, y'all going with that, and I'm gonna let y'all have that. Because I agree with you to a degree, but I'm going to go with Kanan lets his mother get killed. That's what I'm going with. I'm going with he knows, either he sets her up or knows that she's about to be murdered or killed and lets it happen as opposed to pulling the trigger himself. That's my prediction on how his thing ends up.
That means he gets Jukebox to do it.
I don't think Jukebox gonna do it, but you never know. He might.
Listen, Jukebox got to start catching bodies somewhere.
Well, we already said her first body is gonna probably be this singer. The way she was looking at that singer, and she's pissed off. She's feeling some type of way because Lou.
No, she's thinking I can write for her. I think she can write for her.
You think so? I think she's thinking. Wait a minute,
I'm gonna take this bitch. I
was the singer, and you didn't put. You remember he told her, if I could get you studio time, I would. I know he told who he said he told that girl that, right?
Oh
no, he said that to Juke.
To Jukebox.
But check this out. Now check this out. You know what? I'm a piggyback on that because you know what? That's her way in. because what she's going to do is she's going to write a dope song and she's going to go in to sing the reference tracks. And when she goes in to sing the reference tracks for the girl, that's when he's going to be like, oh shit.
But he already knows she can sing, though.
Right, but he knows. But the thing is, he knows she you can sing.
But now,
this
but
is what I
I'm
think.
saying. Now,
this is what I think is gonna happen.
Go ahead.
The dark side.
That
I think the dark way. I see, because at some point, remember, Jukebox turned out to be a dirty cop. So at some point, she has to start entering the dark side.
Yeah.
It might be a little crazy. I think she's going to body that singer.
Yeah,
literally
I think so
body
too.
her. I think
She gonna body or set up some sort of accident.
Lou ain't gonna have no choice
Ain't
but
gonna have
to
no
turn
choice.
because I think he's gonna put that singer out or put the songs out. They might get signed or whatever. She bodied this girl, and then the record label or whatever who signed her is gonna be like, "What's going on?"
Nah,
like
you know what?
That's what I think is gonna happen.
But here's the only reason why that doesn't track is because of her relationship with the detective. Her relationship with the detective is how she gets into the force.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah, her relationship with the detective
Might not
definitely
work. Yeah, maybe she won't. But I think I don't think
might.
she's saying I can write for her.
She still might, but I think bodying her. I think bodying her doesn't necessarily. She could set up an accident for her or make it look like an accident where she's not, blatantly like go and shoot her or something like that. Yeah. Right. So where it's something like where no one will even suspect her of at all, because it could just be you make it look like an accident or something like that, whether it's an overdose or something's gonna happen. I believe I'm with you on this one, Heaven. I think that look she gave her while she was in that booth, that was no look about, oh, I'm gonna figure out, I'm gonna get in this way, right in her. That look was this bitch
that was
got
the look.
to go.
I ain't had no. That was the look of I ain't had no pee in a while. I'm about to eat that. I'm about to eat that.
Yeah,
that's what I thought at first. That's what I thought at first.
But she had an evil look in her eyes. She looked like, oh, this nigga trying to play me. And look at her like, oh, this chick gotta go. That's what my thing is. And I think at the end of the day, I agree with you. I think she's gonna body it, but I don't think she's going to not purposely, but she's gonna make it where it looks like an accident. So anyway, we're at the end of the show. Yeah, I mean, next week we'll catch up with it and we'll talk more about it. Ralph is out again next week, so if you got the time, Heaven Hollywood, we'd like you to come back and we could talk some more about power and talk about some of the other things that's going on in the film world. We appreciate everybody that came through to check this out.
Let me just post one more thing in the chat room before you shut it off. Let me just post this one more thing in the chat room. I'm sorry about that. Go ahead.
And just shout out to everybody. Joseph Tan always holding down the show. Star Child, everybody that came through, that interact and talked about our.
Does Joseph watch Power and all of that with us?
I don't know if he watches it, but Joseph just always holding down the chat room, regardless. Just holding down the show via the chat room. Everybody, you guys, like I said, thanks for coming out. Thanks for come back next week. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit the like button coming through the door, going out the door, whichever way, or share it with your friends. This show is important to share because we talked about some really heavy topics that needs to be talked about more often. It's conversations that has to be had, as someone said earlier in the chat room. And I'm glad that we were able to unpack it. It's terrible. It's sometimes gut wrenching, but you got to talk about that type of thing. So with that being said, we're going to say peace to everybody. And thanks for coming out. Deuces.